I call this City Commission of the City of Pahokee on Tuesday, September the 26th, 2023 to order at 6:20 p.m. May we please stand for the invocation provided by Vice Mayor Mervin, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. Father God, in the name of Jesus, God, we come before you today, God, to say thank you. Thank you, God, for another day, God, that you have allowed us to be here. Father God, as we come together tonight, God, to do the business of the city, Father God, we ask, God, that you would give us knowledge and understanding, oh God. Oh God, that we do all things, oh God, in decent and in order. Bless this city of Pahokee. Bless all of our citizens, God. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Bab,
Present.
Vice Mayor Mervin, Commissioner Bowden,
Present.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
Present.
Commissioner Perez, City Manager,
Here.
City Attorney,
Here.
City Clerk present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Thank you, staff. And most importantly, thank our audience here, either in person or on social media, for being with us and participating in our regular scheduled meeting. At this time, City Manager, do we have any additions on emergency basis added to the agenda?
Yes, sir. One item, Resolution 2023-61.
Are there any additions? I'm gonna say any deletion.
No, sir.
Thank you. City Commission, having heard one item being added on, Resolution 2023-61, and no addition to the agenda, what is your pleasure?
Mayor, I move that we would accept the agenda with the add-on resolution 2023-61.
Is there a second?
A second.
It has been moved by Vice Mayor Mervin and properly second by Commissioner Bowden for the adoption of the agenda with the one add-on, Resolution 2023-61. Call for questions.
I have one question.
Commissioner Perez.
We could add resolutions to the agenda without being properly, advertised.
Is that a question for legal? Yes, you can add on items. You all have done that many times in the past.
I know.
Yes, so this is coming to you as an emergency, and you absolutely can within the authority of with the manager bringing something to you all. Yes, you absolutely can.
I have a question. 62, that's not added?
No, we pending some additional information.
Okay.
Any additional questions? Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Mervin,
Yes.
Commissioner Bowden,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
No.
Commissioner Perez,
No.
Mayor Bab,
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by a majority, 3-2 vote. Next, we'll move to public comments, public service announcements, presentation, proclamation, if any. At this time, City Clerk, do we have any public service announcement or public comments part completed?
yes, sir, Ms. Vaughn Jones.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Ronald Jones, 315 Amarillo Court, Pahokee. Mr. Lucas, I'm back again concerning the opera application.
I have asked staff to look into that, and I'll be glad to speak with you tomorrow.
All right, thank you. You have my number? 561?
You want to give it out like that?
Yeah, ain't nothing private. 561 983 2519.
Thank you.
Mr. Lil, you can have the rest of my minutes.
Thank you. I need them medicine, right? Look like ain't nobody else trying to get in there. Robert Love, 2638 Gateway East, Lantown, Green Acres. Yeah. I'm gonna say something about this up first. This done been a lot of places since y'all got it. Everywhere I see y'all, that's up. But first, I'm gonna start off with the last meeting we was to. Y'all remember the last meeting we was to? Y'all ain't gonna answer no questions, but I wanna tell y'all, I know y'all look ignorant and stupid right now, cause y'all had all them damn police out there waiting on us. Keith, y'all had 100 police out there like we were gonna raise some sand about y'all keeping that man. That's all it was about. Tonight it ain't all them police out there. But I know y'all should feel stupid, cause y'all put police on the citizens of this community because they come up here and look in y'all face and complain. And then y'all gather together and say, well, we gonna have 100 police out there cause Robert Love and them stupid. Y'all must be don't know who I am. My record long as Tammy Yami Trail, but you know who done did something with that record? The Lord. I ain't got near nothing since. Damn, my name don't run through the sheriff department now like it used to. Keith, you used to be in the meetings and y'all would put the police on me when I was in the meeting back in the day. Now y'all done started the same old thing. After the meeting, it ain't had no business being 30 police out that door. For what? To arrest some black people. It wasn't no white people y'all was having arrested. It was Robert Love, and then we'll be to the table, Lucas. Lucas, you so vengeful. I don't know what your problem is, but your problem is you. Your problem is you. You had the audacity. I know y'all probably don't know it. Y'all do know it because you watch my live. Miss William ain't in here tonight. You had the audacity to call the man that put the tent over her house and raised sand with the man by him telling her about termites was in the tree. Tell him you didn't. Why you here? Say you didn't. Because you can't say you didn't. And I want y'all to understand that ain't how the city operate. The city manager, I'm next.
I'm gonna take the liberty just to answer that briefly. No commissioner, no mayor have ever asked the city police, the sheriff department for extra security, extra protection. Never that I'm aware of.
Okay.
That's not in our.
Well, it might be your city manager. He do all kind of things behind y'all back.
Okay.
And don't try to tell me he don't, because you done said he do. But I know somebody did something, because I come in here tonight, here's some oil on every seat in here. Who put the oil on the seat, Keith? Y'all need to go to investigate what go on around here, because that ain't no sign of good right there. If somebody come in here and call themselves putting some oil on every seat in here, check them. I done checked them, I done put them on live. And I tell people, that ain't no good, and it coming from in here. It didn't come from out the door. It coming from somewhere in here. What y'all doing, and then y'all got a poor leader, because I'm on it. This man here called somebody, called a vendor that been working 30 years and tell that vendor he don't know what he talking about. Yeah, you did it. But you didn't think it was gonna get back to us. And then that phony receipt what y'all gave this lady to tell her, oh, the Arky man done been here today. Arky man say, I ain't been out there. How she get a receipt with the day's date on it? Y'all gonna get sued and everybody gonna be sitting up there wondering how. Somebody keep on trying to hide something. Somebody keep on trying to block people. And then the way you did Sam coming in that door up there, oh, you gonna bust somebody up? Mr. Lucas, I wish you tell me that in my face, you gonna bust me up. Because I had them sheriffs over there on you. I wouldn't even talk. I said, lock him up. That's what Sam should have did. And then y'all sit up there upholding him. Y'all upholding him. That's a shame the way you run around here. And everybody watching you. Because they watching me, watching you. And like I done told you, it's 30,000 people on my live. I don't know how many people on there now. But if 30,000 people watching you, here's somebody in Tallahassee watching you. Y'all be hollering about, oh, they in Tallahassee watching us. Yeah, and they watching me too, talk about y'all. And keeps you out there and holler, this man ain't never done nothing. And then you say, well, we gonna give him 4 months. You shouldn't have gave him 4 hours. Because you're gonna lose the city trying to save somebody. I done told y'all that and y'all don't believe it. Y'all gonna run around here and act like y'all doing something. There's nothing getting done. That was supposed to been done. The doc's supposed to been done in 2021. That's what you said on the live. I pull it up. You go to my live, you said, Mr. Chandler done finished the docks. That's a good thing. But Mr. Chandler hadn't finished nothing because they're working on them now. That's the part. We need to come to the grips of the community is watching now. When y'all did all of that, I go back and look at all the lives. It wasn't nobody watching y'all. Y'all had this whole town and lost it, trying to hold on to Chandler. Y'all had to fight everybody. Oh, get Bam Murray the bowling in here. Get Bam Murray the bowling coach. They're going to lose the town. Y'all had to lose the town. Trying to save somebody. What you looking for, Lucas? I'm next.
The bell?
The bell? Well, you got it. Who next? Since you want to talk.
Mr. Robert Love.
Since you want to talk. The bell. Now you got 3 more minutes for the bell. You see how ignorant that is? You talking to a citizen of the community. You sat there and then, like I say, you talked to Ms. Jones last week, and everybody on the live talked about how stupid you look. Sitting up there with your smirk, drinking your soda, while citizens of the community are talking to you, and you try to treat people like they dogs. You can't treat people like a dog around here. That's what you gonna get in your head. Cause like I still say, it was storming. I'm gonna get the Pahokee to get to this meeting. I don't care if it was hailing. I'm gonna be here every 2 weeks waiting on you. Get that in your mind. And then y'all what supporting him, y'all gonna get it too. Y'all gonna get it. Y'all trying to save somebody who can't save themselves. He ain't got nobody here to talk to him now. He have to call Johnson Adam up here to talk for him. Peggy gone. You ain't got nobody to talk for you. You got to fend for yourself. That's why you sit up there and keep your mouth closed. Y'all know it's coming. Because I'm going to keep the pressure on. I'm going to keep the pressure on this man running around here doing things to people in this community, and y'all upholding him. Y'all going to have some egg on y'all face. When all of this is done, you might well do like Rob Love, move out of town. Move out of town, because people ain't going to be up with y'all. People ain't with y'all. Y'all got them same few people in here, but I've been told y'all on the live, if it wasn't 4 or 5, 6 weeks ago, I told y'all, I said they're running up in there with that junk, and you see it on the seat tonight, Miss Payne. I told y'all, say they call this stuff running up there with that voodoo hoodoo, but we got some Jesus. And Jesus showed it to us before we sat down tonight.
Speak to the commission, Mr. Love.
Jesus showed us tonight before we sat down, Keith. If you ain't seen it, look at every chair. And all y'all, you need to look at every chair. Because somebody is going to be held accountable. If you didn't do it, somebody did it. If he didn't do it, somebody did it. If he didn't do it, somebody did it. I don't know what y'all got on y'all minds running up in a commission seat meeting, dabbing every chair. I done dabbed it too. Jesus got it. Just watch it. I don't care what you got going on, Lucas. You can't stop what Jesus is doing. You see that every meeting, don't you? Don't you notice it? Don't you notice it every meeting, what Jesus is doing? He ain't gonna stop, because I ain't gonna stop. And that Jesus was in me, I don't care who don't know it. I know it. Y'all can't wrestle with this Jesus in me, because you ain't got none in you. See, like I say, the Jesus in me, love the Jesus in you, you ain't got none in you.
Mayor, can you keep him from referencing that I don't believe in God?
I ain't saying nothing about you don't believe in God. Don't put words in my mouth. That's all you got to do, try to put words in my mouth. I'm surprised you didn't say, stop calling me out my name.
In addition to comments, cards, City Clerk.
Ms. Armour Shannon.
Yeah. I'm pissing people off. I come here to do this. Cause that's what they do. Piss the community off. Now you're waiting on another bill. Now you're waiting on another bill.
Yes, sir.
But like I still say, just keep waiting on the bell. The bell gonna ring and you gonna be out that door. And I'm gonna be sitting right there laughing. You ain't the first rodeo I done been to. You ain't the first city manager I done stood up here and talked to and told them in their face that they ain't doing nothing for this community. You ain't the first one. If Keith Bath can tell you, the first city manager in the town, Ken Skank, he was on there. They said nobody can get rid of Ken Skank. Robert Love came along, Ken Skank gone. The next city manager gone, cause we come together. But y'all together now, and the people ain't with y'all. I told Ben Perez and told Gonzalez, like I told you and Ms. Bird, it ain't 3-2 up there. It's 3-3. Cause all of these people count. All of these people count in this community. Y'all got a few people running around there talking about, oh, don't listen at them now, don't listen at them. I love when Kirkpatrick come up in oh, Nuke, don't do this, Nuke. Now you can go get Kirkpatrick and tell him, Nuke, why you done it. I asked him, Nuke, why you done it. He got fired for stealing down there, but he come in here and tell somebody how to live. Tell somebody what to say. He ain't in here today. Like I told you, they gonna be here every now and then. I'm gonna be here every 2 weeks. I did it for 6 years in a row, Keith, and you know it. And every time I did it, I had something to say. When y'all go to doing something good, I'm gonna come up here and say the town is doing something good. And you know I will. But when long as y'all doing something bad, I'm gonna come up here and point it out. I'm gonna point it out, Miss Weeks. I know y'all ain't got nothing to say, cause like I tell people on my live, I don't need you to say nothing. Cause I come up here to say what I got to say, and when you say something, it don't do nothing but make it just that much better. Everybody know he looking for a bail. Let me tell you something about your bail. You be on my live every morning, you be on it in the evening. I talk 2 hours without an agenda. I go 2 hours. So what is 3 minutes? You watch it every morning. People ride by and see you in the truck and go to laughing, watching the live. You're gonna watch it tonight. That's the way you do your agenda. That's the way y'all run this business up here, watching our live. Cause like I say, there's more people on that live than what y'all got running behind y'all. And y'all knew it. Like I say, check it. I'll show you. It's 30,000 people we reach. I don't know how many y'all reaching. I see y'all had that big old meeting the other night with 3 people in there. Y'all need to do better. Y'all can't draw a crowd with a pencil. And that's a shame. The bee commissioner's been up here 100 years and you can't get nobody out to come see what's going on. Bab, you wasn't even there. You must be know it was some junk. That's right, you wasn't there. You must be know it was some shit.
In addition to comments,
No, sir.
thank you, ma'am. And we'll move to the presentation. We have a proclamation for the Palm Beach State College
That's what was said over there.
City Attorney. Yeah, self. Two proclamations.
Just roll it out. Just roll it out.
One moment, Mr. Mayor.
It's not popping up. Oh, God, I don't have an agenda. Give me a second. It's,
Oh, here it is. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, this is a proclamation honoring the 90th anniversary of the Palm Beach State College. Whereas Palm Beach State College was founded in 1933 as Florida's first public 2-year college and has continuously served the educational needs of county residents for 90 years. First as a junior college, then as a community college, and today as a state college. And whereas Palm Beach County State College, since opening its doors on November 14th, 1933 as Palm Beach Junior College, has grown from 41 local students in 3 classrooms to 40,000 students from 151 countries and territories studying on 5 campuses located in Boca Raton, Belle Glade, Lake Worth, Loxahatchee Groves, and Palm Beach Gardens, and online. And whereas Palm Beach State College, established during the Great Depression when there was no institute of higher learning in Palm Beach County, is now an economic engine pumping $1.1 billion into the county's economy each year. And whereas Palm Beach Junior College merged with Roosevelt Junior College in 1965, which was established in 1958 to serve African American students. And whereas Palm Beach State College has been integral to the remarkable growth and prosperity of Palm Beach County. Our graduates, community, and business leaders for generations have impacted every industry and continue to do so today. And whereas Palm Beach State College, one of the top producers of associate degree graduates in the United States, also offers baccalaureate degrees, professional certificates, career training, and corporate and continuing education. And whereas more than 130 programs of study, Palm Beach State College is the county's leading educator of skilled professionals. Career programs span fields such as healthcare, computer science, business, biotechnology, creative arts, childcare, human services, teacher education, environmental sciences, landscape management, and a wide variety of skilled trades, engineering, electrical, power, and public safety. And whereas Palm Beach State College's mission of providing accessible, student-centered teaching and learning experiences in academic, technology, and lifelong learning to transform lives and strengthen our community is critical to the vitality of the city of Pahokee. And whereas the city of Pahokee commemorates the 90th anniversary of Palm Beach State College with appreciation for its vital role as a provider of excellence in education and career training, and as a driver of economic mobility in partnership with our community, Palm Beach, and the state of Florida. I therefore, Keith W. Babb, Jr., Mayor of the City of Pahokee, and on behalf of the City Commission, I do hereby honor the 90th anniversary of Palm Beach State College, done this 26th day of September, and it is signed Mayor Keith W. Babb, Jr., Vice Mayor Clara Mervin, Commissioner Gonzalez, Commissioner Bolden, and Commissioner Perez.
City Commission, having heard the resolution, the proclamation read, I'll entertain a motion for the adoption.
Mayor Babb, I move to accept the proclamation honoring the 90th anniversary of Palm Beach State College.
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Bolden and properly second by Commissioner Gonzalez for the adoption of the proclamation honoring the 90th anniversary of Palm Beach State College. Call the question. Hearing none. Are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Who motion is it? Mayor Babb?
Bolden, and then Gonzalez for second.
Commissioner Bolden?
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mervin?
Yes.
Commissioner Perez?
Yes.
Mayor Babb?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioner. The motion passed by unanimous vote. Would Dr. McNeil and her representative from Palm Beach State College please join us at the podium here? And may our commission come down and present this proclamation. behalf of the Pahokee City Commission, it's an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to present Palm Beach County. I can't remember why I said Palm Beach County, Palm Beach State College with this proclamation honoring the State College for the 90th anniversary. You do so much outstanding work in the Glades community in Palm Beach County as a whole. You are such a community partner to the city of Pahokee, not only to the city of Pahokee, but all of the cities throughout the Glades. We thank you for your service. We thank you for your honoring of your 90th anniversary. It's again, give me a privilege to present this proclamation to you.
Dr. McNeil and the mayor. Is it too much? And one without the sign. And I'll just hold the proclamation. Perfect, thank you.
Good evening to all, and to Mayor Babb, Vice Mayor Mervin, and to the commissioners in their respective places. It is an honor to accept the proclamation this evening from the city of Pahokee to Palm Beach State College. As we reflect over the last 90 years of training and educating students, we are proud of our history and to have actively partnered over the last years with local schools, organizations, businesses, and in the Tri-City area of the Glades. As we celebrate our 90th anniversary, we reflect on how Palm Beach State College has grown, evolved, and expanded over the last 90 years. Today, we have 5 campuses and have awarded 175,000 degrees and certificates. Many of our degrees and certificate recipients are actively serving and working in a variety of industries within Palm Beach County. We take pride in being the 5th largest of the great 28 colleges within the Florida college system, serving a diverse student profile with our 5 campuses, average class size of 23, awarding $7 million in financial aid and scholarships, offering 130 programs of study. Economic impact on Palm Beach County is priceless. For every $1 of spending, students gain $4.60 in lifetime earnings. Taxpayers gain $6.30 in added tax revenue. I would like to acknowledge that your very own Tijuana Walker has her Associate of Arts in General Education, magna cum laude, and Bachelor of Supervision and Management, cum laude, from Palm Beach State College, and is a member of Sigma Beta Delta. So certainly accolades. Are there any other on the dais who have either worked as adjunct professors and or have been students or alumni that I may be overlooking? Yes, sir?
I went to school there in Beverly.
Thank you again. Go Panthers, Panther pride, Panther strong. I would be remiss if I do not acknowledge my dynamic team of colleagues who are here. Associate Dean Andreas Alexander, who is the Dean of Academic Affairs at both Belgrade and Lochahatchee Groves campuses. Clarissa Veducio, which is my right-hand administrative assistant. and our wonderful expert photographer with the College of our Public Relations Office, Carol McDonald. Knowledge is power, and Palm Beach State College takes pride in bestowing the same. Thank you, Mayor Babb and council members, for issuing this proclamation today to Palm Beach State College in honor, celebration of our 90th anniversary. We will display it proudly. And on a personal note, I again thank you, Mayor Babb, for all of your support. In my 10 years, I like to say I'm not from the Muck, but after 10 years of by choice being at Belglade campus, I'm adopted by the Muck. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Next proclamation we have is honoring Mrs. Dean, City Attorney.
Yes, and before I begin, I want to make sure that I'm pronouncing the name right. Elia Agaza Dean. Okay, thank you very much. This is a proclamation honoring Elia Agaza Dean. Whereas Elia Agaza Dean grew up in Los Angeles, Watts, California, where the value of community was fostered in her at an early age, mainly due to her involvement in sports. And whereas she received a full athletic scholarship in women's basketball at San Jose State University after graduating in 2002, Ms. Agaza Dean began her life journey with her family, and whereas in 2004, she was afforded an opportunity to work for the Los Angeles County Probation Department as a detention services officer. In this role, she worked with an at-risk youth diverse backgrounds. And whereas in 2007, Ms. Agaza Dean and her family moved to Pahokee, Florida in search of a more stable and safer environment to raise her sons. This move eventually led to employment with the Florida Department of Corrections in Belglade, Florida, where she served 6 years and had an epiphany that there was a different purpose for her life. And whereas remembering her core values, Ms. Agaza Dean sought and obtained employment with the City of Pahokee as an Assistant Director of Parks and Recreation in 2013. In this capacity, she spearheaded the return of Pahokee's youth track team after being dormant for over 7 years as a well-implemented and well-led community fitness club. And whereas Ms. Agaza Dean also served as Senior Code Enforcement Officer and Program Director, respectively, before ending employment with the City of Pahokee in June of 2023. And whereas she had many lives in the Glades community in the forms of friendships, coaching, mentoring, supervising, and volunteering, and she holds every encounter dear to her heart. And whereas now therefore, I, Keith W. Babb, Jr., Mayor of the City of Pahokee, Florida, on behalf of the City Commission, hereby honor Ms. Elia Agaza Dean for 10 years of service with the City of Pahokee and encourage the residents to show their support and appreciation for her service. In official recognition whereof, I unto my seal hand and cause the seal of Pahokee to be affixed to this, the 26th day of September 2023, Keith W. Babb, Jr., Mayor, Vice Mayor Clara Mervin, Commissioner Juan Gonzalez, Commissioner Derek Bolden, Commissioner Sarah Perez.
At this time, City Commission, I would entertain a motion for the approval of this proclamation to Mrs. Dean.
Mayor, I move that we will accept the proclamation for Ms. Elia Agaza Dean.
Second.
It
Ms.
has been
Dean.
moved by Vice Mayor Mervin and properly second by Commissioner Gonzalez for the approval of the proclamation to Mrs. Dean. Call for question. Hearing none, you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Mervin.
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez.
Yes.
Commissioner Bolden.
Yes.
Commissioner Perez.
Yes.
Mayor Babb.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. At this time, we'll ask Ms. Dean to come up. We'll ask our Commissioner to come down so we can present the proclamation.
resolutions, because I know you have to read the title.
Oh, thank you.
Citizen of Pahokee and is Pahokee City Commission.
I'm sorry, I
It is
left the
my
pen.
honor on behalf of the Pahokee City Commission, Vice Mayor Larry Mervin, Commissioner Bolden, Commissioner Perez, Commissioner Gonzalez, along with our city manager, Rodney Lucas, and our entire city staff. We thank you for all the hard work that you've done at your time with the city. You're kind of really moving up. You went from code enforcement to parks and recreation. Now you with bridges in Pahokee. So you're not far. You told me that earlier, that you're here and always going to be here to assist us anywhere we need some help in the future. At this time, I would like to have Commissioner Gonzalez officially present the proclamation to you.
The commissioners, mayor, manager, everybody else on staff knows this is an awesome woman. She will get the job done. I'm really grateful and thankful that I had the opportunity to work with you, and I want to represent this to you.
Thank you.
You see a few words of Dean, and also this Dean also trained security officers, so everybody looking for work in that field, you know, she's there.
Come back. Mayor, he wants to get
I'm sorry, my son.
You sure you got it?
Yeah, are you ready? Oh, sorry, guys.
Wait. No, wait.
Okay, thank you, sir. Well, I'll make this brief, but thank you so much, the city of Pahokee, for allowing me the opportunity to serve the residents of the community. I would like to thank ex-city manager Derek Moore, because he was the one that actually gave me the opportunity to change careers from corrections into more of a community-based position. Thank you, Johnny Gonzalez, for pointing this out and giving me this honor. It's something that I hold dear to my heart, and it's something that kind of comes easy to me. So, and then working with the great people, the employees at the city of Pahokee made it even easier. We did have our ups and downs, like, you know, the city does, but we all kind of stuck together and went through the trenches together. So in the 10 years, I can say that it was enjoyable. I learned a lot. Like I said, I built relationships, partnerships, which led me to move forward in my career by becoming the director at Bridges at Pahokee. So thank you guys. Now, let me switch off my professional hat to the mommy hat / coach hat. This is directed towards the commission and also Palm Beach County Sheriff Department. I know you guys are aware of the issue that took place last Saturday out here on the football field. Just me, I was there. My son plays for the Baby Blue Devils. It was actually his team that was actually playing during that time when that massive altercation took place. I respect what you guys do. I always have. Like you see, my degree is in criminal justice. I've worked in corrections, detention centers, so I respect a lot of what you guys do. I feel that you guys do give support to the community, but I just think in this situation, I think a little support needs to be had. I do know some conversations were expressed from the Parks and Rec staff regarding the need of presence during these sporting events, because a lot of these sporting events, they carry more participants than some of our city events. And like me being an ex-employee, I've been at these events. Sometimes we have a low turnout and sometimes there's a high turnout. At these football games, it's a large turnout. And that situation that took place last Saturday could have got really bad really fast. And I'm not saying that it's you guys' fault, because it takes all of us. It takes the staff, it takes the coaches, it takes the parents, it takes everybody. Because those are the actions of that other individual that caused it, that wasn't even from the Pahokee community. But I think when you have a show of presence, it makes a difference. Just like now, a show of presence in the commission meeting, because you want it to be controlled. So I was told that during the beginning of the day, there was some PBSO officers present out there. But then I guess as the day went on, it kind of went away. This happened towards the end of the day, 5, 6 o'clock. It was one of the later games. I just feel that if we would have had the presence of the boys in green, the officers, right there, that could have de-escalated the situation a lot faster. Because you guys do bring a presence when you're around. Not saying it could have stopped anything, because we don't know what God might bring. And then just like in other situations, these football and sporting events bring a lot of tension. Football is serious. Even though it might not be serious to a lot of people, it's serious. We didn't see it on the news where people have gotten shot and killed over football and sporting events of coaching. Little kids and the coaches have been. That was what I felt last Saturday out there on that field. It was getting way out of hand to the point where they said somebody might even had a gun. And I had to go duck and look for my children, look for other children. I'm out there screaming and hollering, just trying. I mean, it was no way. If a gun did pop off, it was no way to get everybody out of there safely. And like I said, it's not solely you guys' responsibility. It's something that the city has to look at within their operations and their safety protocol and the coaches. But I believe if it was more presence, if they would have seen you, even when that guy was acting up irate on the field and was upset about the play, if we would have had an officer standing off to the side or off to the left, and we could have said, can you come here? I believe that individual probably would have calmed down. Those two individuals would have calmed down, and it probably wouldn't have escalated to the point that it did. So I'm saying this, the same presence that we have uptown when we try to run people off from hanging out up there, the same presence we have here at the commission meetings, the same presence we have at our other city events, these children need that same representation when it's time for these football games, because it's just as serious. Just like we see in the world that we have all this stuff going on, marathons. I mean, you can't go anywhere, to the grocery store. You don't know what might happen, but I think it does, a show of presence does make a bit difference when we do have you guys in place and around. So like I said, you guys do give support. I believe in what you guys do, but I really do think more conversations needs to be had with PBSO, because we are paying them a fee. And with the same recommendations and the same presence that they give at our city events or these other, they need to be out there on that football field, because it's a lot of people that come out there. And these people came from Miami. Miami, they're known for being pretty rowdy. And you know, the citizens of the Pahokee, they don't really back down either. But I'll give it to the coaches and the staff that work for the Parks and Recreation and the city coaches. They handled it well. They did their best to try and de-escalate the situation, but the guy was just out of control. So that's why I felt that maybe PBSO could have been the one to step in and could have removed him out of the way, and it wouldn't have escalated to the point that it was. So I'm asking PBSO, coming from a resident, coming as a parent, if you can have discussions to see about our next home game. I don't know if you guys have the schedule for the Baby Blue Devils, or maybe you can get that. If you can find it within your time, because I do know that other things are pressing. Okay, other crimes might call you. If you can you please have more of an officer present during these Little League games, not just for an hour, not just for 2 hours. If you can just have somebody come out there for the duration of these football games, that'll be greatly appreciated. And then also to the Mr. Lucas, I spoke to him briefly today, and even our commissioners, if you can really put the effort behind and to get with PBSO to make sure that they're there to give that extra support during these athletic events, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And Lieutenant Adams, I'm not putting you on the spot. If you want to address that in any means, you can. If you'd like to, if not, you can just move on.
I'd rather address that privately.
Okay, great. And we'll have our business of the month. We'll have our city attorney just read into the record the business of the month for September.
contract or if that's separate.
So there are several components to this, but I will say, I was gonna reserve comment, but we knew nothing about the game Saturday. Now, for those road patrol deputies that were there, they all have a community policing mindset, so it is of their nature to go and stop out with the kids and talk to them and that kind of thing. But as far as an actual sanctioned event goes, we knew nothing about this game on Saturday, and I was notified after the event happened. So I can't be present, I can't have my deputies present at an event that we know nothing about.
Thank
That's why I say we get this, schedule to them and press them.
And we've asked for schedules many times.
City Attorney.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. The business of the month this month is being awarded a certificate to Carmen's Coffee. It is located at 585 East Main Street in the city of Pahokee, and it is in recognition of outstanding service to the community. It is presented this 26th day of September 2023 by Mayor Keith W. Babb Jr., Vice Mayor Clara Mervin, and Commissioners Bolden, Gonzalez, and Perez, and City Manager Rodney D. Lucas.
And this is the business of the month for the month of August. So Ms. Carmen Coffee. Cafe. They got coffee. Would the City Commission join us as we present the business of the month for the month of August?
It's coffee or cafe? Coffee, yes.
Ms. Carmen, on behalf of the Pahokee City Commission, Commissioner Vice Mayor Clara Mervin, Commissioner Derek Bolden, Commissioner Sarah Perez, Commissioner Warren Gonzalez, along with our City Manager Rodney Lucas, and along with myself. It's such an honor and privilege to present your business of the month for August. I know this is your second business of the month. I think you won this award about 4 or 5 years ago. It's a privilege to go around again and honor you with this. You do so much for the community. She has a excellent business. She's trying to expand her business. She want to have an outside area where her customers can sit down. I've spoken with the city manager about that. We're gonna have to look at our code and business personnel to see what accommodation we can assist in making that a reality for you. No promises, but we're gonna look and do our very best to see if we can help you move toward having some outside space for your customers to enjoy the food that you provide in our community. So again, it's an honor and privilege to present you with the business of the month for August 2023. And we're gonna get you an opportunity to say a few words too.
Sí, sí, Sara. Bueno, pero como quiera para que los que no más. Muchas gracias por habernos dado este reconocimiento. No lo esperábamos, ¿no? Que Pahokee nos mirara. Bueno, she wants everyone to know that they want to thank the city for recognizing and appreciating the business that they have in the city. Tratamos de darle mejor y yo sé que Pahokee necesita algo más excelente, pero bueno, uno trata de dar lo que tiene. She said that they try to do the best and that Pahokee deserves something bigger and better, but they're providing what's in their means to provide the best that they could provide according to their means. Wait, you think they're gonna match? I think I'm on the phone already. Spanish. She wanted to both of you with her.
This one knows your location, and if you want to say another word or two, please do that. Okay, thank you. And next we have the business of the month for the month of September 2023.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, business of the month for the month of September is Toro's Tacos. It is located at 397 Main Street, Pahokee, Florida, and it's in recognition of outstanding service to the community. It's presented this 26th day of September 2023, and it's being given by the Mayor of the City of Pahokee, Keith W. Babb Jr., Vice Mayor Clara Mervin, and Commissioners Bolden, Gonzalez, and Perez, and also the City Manager Rodney D. Lucas.
Thank you. Tourist Taco, a representative here. Okay. If you would join us, and the commission, if you would, come back. As mayor of the city of Pahokee, it gives me great honor and privilege to present the business of the month of September 2023, Tourist Taco. We thank you so much for your business in this community and all that you do for this community. At this time, I would have our vice mayor who selected the business of the month of September officially present this certificate to you.
Hello. I chose the business of the month because, you know, this is Hispanic Heritage Month. So again, we'd like to thank you for your business that you do in the city of Pahokee. This is our award for the month of September. Toro's Taco for the business of the month. Toro's Tacos. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She want to thank for choosing them for the business of the month for this month. Ella terminó porque es el mes de la hispana.
Thank you all.
Todos los meses alguien tiene que yeah, she wanted she wanted to thank the city and also the community for supporting them and their business and their tacos.
Okay, thank you. Good talk.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Next on the agenda is our consent agenda, which consists of the September the 12th, 2023 City Commission meeting minutes. Entertain a motion for the passage of this consent agenda item.
Mayor, I move that we would accept consent agenda September the 12th, 2023 City Commission meeting minutes.
Second.
It's been moved by Vice Mayor Mervin and properly second by Commissioner Bolden for the acceptance of the September 12th, 2023 City Commission meeting minutes. Call for question. Hearing none, you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Mervin,
Yes.
Commissioner Bolden,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez,
Yeah.
Mayor Bab.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioner. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Next on the agenda is our old business, discussion of existing activities from previously held events, if any. City Manager, are there any events you'd like to highlight?
Well, we had the Hispanic Heritage event. I thought it'd be more in attendance, but it was the vendor who was selected to do presentation was pretty good, both of them. Also wanted to recognize the concept of doing containers as an alternative form of housing. That was well at the town hall meeting, and we're progressing.
Okay, thank you. And I'll just mention also, we hosted our annual Storm of 1928 observance. Also, that was a great turnout. We had the kids from Pahokee, Canal Point Elementary School, which was great to see the young kids come out and learn about the storm of 1928, as well as a lot of the residents. It was a good turnout for that. Okay, next we'll have public hearings or ordinances. We have a resolution 2022-55, City Attorney.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, adopting a final millage rate for the fiscal year commencing October 1, 2023 to September 30th, 2024, pursuant to Section 200.065 Florida statutes, computing the rollback rate, providing for adoption of representations, providing for instructions to the city manager, providing for an effective date.
Thank you, City Attorney. City Manager, brief explanation.
Yes, the resolution is for this next fiscal year, 23-24. It is the trim millage. It's for the final budget hearing to incorporate and adopt budget of the fiscal year 23-24. Finance and the City Clerk Department recommends approval of Resolution 2023-55, setting the operating millage rate at 6.5419 for the fiscal year of 24. Just a quick highlight in Section 1, that's the adoption of the representation. Section 2 is the final millage, which is set at 6.5419 mills, which will commence October 1, 2023 through September 30th, 2024, which is 6.5419 per $1,000 of property, taxable property value within the City of Pahokee. Section 3, the rollback will be 5.8307 mills. The levy of 6.5419 mills is greater than the rollback rate, and it's not to exceed 12.20% as set forth in Exhibit A. And Section 4, the instruction to the city managers to direct and forward this resolution to Palm Beach County Property Appraiser and the Palm Beach County Tax Collector. And Section 5 is the effective date of this be immediate. That concludes my overview, Mayor.
Thank you, City Manager. This resolution, Resolution 2022-55, 55 is a second and final reading. At this time, I will open this up for a public hearing. Do anyone in the audience who wish to address or speak on this resolution, please stand to the podium. Hearing none, I close the public hearing. City Commission, having had resolution 2022-55 properly read into the records by our city attorney, properly explained by our city manager, properly open for a public hearing to our public, what is your pleasure?
Mayor, I move that we will accept the adoption of the resolution relating to the final millage for the fiscal year 2023-2024, resolution 2023-55.
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Vice Mayor Mervin and properly second by Commissioner Bolden for the movement of resolution 2023-55. And if I could, just for the record, because of the language on here, it states 2022, so there's need to be a correction on that, 2023-55. Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Mervin,
Yes.
Commissioner Bolden,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez, Mayor Bab.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Next, we have Resolution 2023-56, City Attorney.
This is a second reading second reading resolution. It is a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, relating to finances, providing for adoption of funding of the final municipal budget of the City of Pahokee, Florida, in the amount of $9,036,654 for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2023, and ending September 30th, 2024, providing for adoption of representations, providing for an effective date.
Thank you, City Attorney and City Manager. Brief explanation.
Yes, sir. Florida Statute 200.065, the city must approve a resolution to adopt a final budget for next fiscal year. In doing so, we hereby, in Section 3, Final Fund Budget A, for general fund is $5,570,676. B, we hereby appropriate special revenues, which is the surtax, for $480,000. C, we appropriate the Henderson Endowment Fund for $15,700. D, the American Rescue Act for $1,115,000. E, establish the budget of capital projects at $1,200,000. F, establish the budget for the Marina Campground of $386,099. G, establish budget for cemetery fund at $269,179, and the effective date would be immediate.
Thank you, City Manager. At this time, I will open the public hearing for Resolution 2023-56. Are there anyone in the public wish to speak on this resolution? Hearing none, I close the public hearing on Resolution 2023-56. City Commission, having had Resolution 2023-56 properly read into the minutes by our city attorney, properly explained by city manager, properly had a public hearing. What is your pleasure now?
Mayor Bab, I move to accept resolution 2023-56.
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Bolden and properly seconded by Vice Mayor Mervin for the adoption of Resolution 2023-56. Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote?
Wait. We're voting for the budget? Okay, yeah. I have a few questions. On the marina and campground, we collect we budgeted for 183,000. And it says that in 22-23 we collected 107,173. Where did we collect that from?
That would be from fees that went through the finance department from out at the campground and the marina.
We collected that? Those are revenues that we collected? I thought we were in the arrears in the marina.
We kick in funds from the general budget, but that's what is generated, that amount of money. And then that difference made up for the budget is when you heard the 300 and, just a second here, let me go back. So the 386,099 is that difference.
Okay, I have a question on these numbers. Because, it seems like, I wanna know what the year to date, what was the year to date that this was completed?
Well, so when we had the last meeting, September 12th, that was the tentative and now final appropriation of the funds.
Okay, so for instance, on the receivables, cause I have questions here, like on the proposed budget for 23-24. When you compare it with 22-23, it's like most of the figures are kind of like double. So how do we, if you, let me find here's the revenue. You have revenue, let's say for instance, current year ad valorem. According to this, the actual year to date was 552,257, and you're proposing for the budget that we're gonna have an increase of almost $200,000. And like that is for a lot of these figures, like water and utility tax. We actually got 30,000, and you're proposing that we're gonna get 72. Propane utility, we got 3565, and you're proposing 6,500. Electric and utility, we collected 141, and you're proposing 290. So why is all these figures so inflated, almost double? Where did you get the figures? How did you come out with?
So, finance department is doing projections based on historical data, and that's where they came up with this.
Okay, like you have current year ad valorem, you're gonna increase $200,000, like, where did they propose that? For that to happen, you gotta have new built, and even if you built it, it's not gonna reflect in 23-24, probably be 25-26. if it gets built anytime soon. Like I said, the budget could be balanced. It all depends on the numbers you put on it. You cannot, the total amount, you know, it's like what we actually received and what we're proposing that we're gonna receive is double the amount. So, yeah, I mean, and even for the general salary, there's like a 200, look at my papers, 'cause I have it all here. And also, I wanna know the reserve account, you know, what's the total that we have in reserve, because I haven't seen it here. And the marina, if we're putting money in it, that's not revenue that we generate. That's actually money that we're using from another department to put in that department. And another question I wanted to ask you was about the utilities that we are paying. And some of these figures, I see that there was no actual year to date. There was budget proposed in 22-23 and it's 23-24, but no actual year to date figures. Do you know why that's the case?
What I can do is have finance prepare me year-to-date, which would be for this third quarter, the most recent, and once the fourth quarter is done, we would then get that information to you as well.
Okay. Another. I mean, I appreciate that at least, you know, we got each department and we got 3 columns of number. You got, you know, the amended budget for 22-23. You have the actual year to date for 22-23 and the proposed budget for 23-24. You know, which the actual numbers are quite lower than what we budgeted for 22-23. And now we're doing the double the amount for 23-24, which I don't know how each and almost every column is gonna increase double the amount for us to cover this. Reserve, do you know what we have in the reserve?
Well, when I looked at the reserve of carrying over, that would be our reserve. So we're in the process of completing the fiscal year audit for 2021, which is the carry number that carries over. That would be our reserve.
So we're in 23, and we're now doing 21. So if anything happened tomorrow, we don't know how much money we got in reserve. I don't know if y'all wanna vote on this. And another point, Mayor. Last meeting, we voted unanimously that we needed the agenda at least 5 business days prior to the meeting. But yet we got it Friday, almost 7 o'clock at night. So, do we have any say-so here? Are we working for anybody, or is anybody working for the commission, for the DAC?
Yeah, actually, what happened at the last meeting, we had proposed to put that on the agenda for the upcoming meeting. So it should be a policy now written that we can vote on tonight to officially make that a recommendation that would be held to the city manager as far as his ability to get that information.
So
that
all
we
the times
requested.
that we have asked for it, and even last time, we just voted to put it on the agenda.
Right. Oh, I'm not, I can't recall the last time that we actually, what I was thinking we was doing was coming up with an official policy, that it would be a policy now of the city to have the city manager provide the agenda to us within 5 business days of the meeting. So I'm thinking maybe it's somewhere in the policy here that, did we create a policy, city manager?
We're still working on it. It was voted in the future agenda item when you guys did it, so I'm working on drafting that.
That's too long, Mayor, that's too long. Way over a year, we're still getting our agendas late. We have to act on this now.
And for the policy, that's just a policy statement, so we're talking about maybe just a paragraph or so.
Okay.
So nothing real, I don't know how detailed it could be or should be. It's just a policy now that we would ask you as city manager, any city manager in the future, unless it changed, that the agenda be presented to us within 5 working days.
Business days.
Just for information purposes, city attorney, would a policy like that, would it have to be anything in detail or just a simple statement more so then I'm thinking?
Yes, it could be whatever you all want. If you wanted a resolution requiring that, that would be, you know, obviously more than just a policy. If you want it to be aspirational, you could write it where the city commission, is something less than directing, but you know, seeks to have its agendas no later than 5 days before, you know. So whatever you all want, if that's what you want, if that's what kind of how you're leaning, then I can certainly write it that way once I get some direction from Mr. Lucas. But I think he had some other ideas to share. Maybe he'll do that at another time. So
You was going more.
I thought Mr. Lucas works for the commission. Don't we direct the city manager, or does he direct us? I don't know, I'm just asking.
I mean, it's a fair question. It's a fair question.
Okay, I'm just trying to answer the question of having the information now. We ask for it to be placed on a future agenda. It can be done in a policy, which that's what I thought we was asking for. It's a simple policy that's stating, so he would know that this is now a request from the commission, that official request, and it may have been in the previously, I don't know how we did it. I know we discussed having our agendas done in a 5-day period in advance, 5 business days. Now it's just more official now. So his responsibilities now is to bring that policy to us. And my explanation is it shouldn't be anything real detailed. All we're asking, something in writing, something that's part of our personnel policy now, that the city manager is being requested to submit the agenda within 5 business days. So
I just don't think it's fair. I mean, you got a budget, a city budget, a city budget, a city budget. So that everybody gets an idea, okay? This, well, they call it a budget, but whatever this is, you know, I got a Friday at 7 o'clock, okay? That's one of the things. You got insurance, you have, we're changing insurance carrier, insurance plans, What else is in here? I mean, look at the size of the packet. You also have, and then at the last minute, we're being handed a contract, you know, that goes for the marina, which just by eyeing it, I have some questions on it, which imagine if I had time to read it, I probably have more questions about it, but, you know, how could we sit here and be expected to vote on this? How?
Mayor, permission to speak? In the past, you can look at the YouTube videos and even look at the emails I've been sending to the city clerk, the mayor, I believe the attorney, but I'm not gonna speak on that one. In reference to our agendas, they're constantly, guaranteed, every meeting being turned in late. They're all, I don't know who's the one that's behind it, who's hesitant to turn in their part to complete the agendas so the city clerk can turn them in on a timely manner, but somebody has to be held accountable for that. Because, I mean, you yourself said it before, I believe the other commissioners also said it at other meetings. We need to have them in a timely manner, which are 5 business days, you know, before the next meeting. Even the meeting we had at the marina, the guy specified that who he paid to come down here, and he also said that. And this has been over a year already.
Okay.
How much more do we have to tolerate it?
I'm not making excuses for anyone. I think now what we asked for at the last commission meeting was to place it on the agenda for future agenda items. That was voted on and done. It just happened that the information, I imagine that the manager wanted to put in there was a little more comprehensive than what maybe we was asking for.
I mean, just in layman's terms, I mean, how basic could it get? We want the agenda 5 business days before the next meeting. I mean, that's as basic as it gets.
Mayor Bell,
You can go ahead.
Yes.
I agree with getting the agenda early, but we gotta look on here, Mayor. We did not just get the budget, and we did not just get the contract for the marina. You look, this is second reading, so that means we had it over a month of the budget. And we had the contract for the marina about a month. So we did not just get this tonight. It's just the same one that they printed out before until we vote the final budget. So you'll get it again, the same, but you'll get it again the next 2 weeks because it's going into the final. But honestly, we did not just get this tonight. We had it over a month. I'm just putting the right information out there.
Well, I can understand what you're saying.
We did not just get, for the second reading, we have commission meeting every 2 weeks.
Hold on,
Let me
hold on.
try to finish.
Yeah, let her
We
finish.
had commission meeting every 2 weeks. So we did not just get the budget tonight.
Okay, but in fairness.
We had it over a month.
Okay, but
So if I could finish, so any questions that we might have had, like when I have something, I went in, I talked to the finance director, or we had time to get answers to some of the information. I'm just saying we just need to put
I understand
the
what you're
right
saying.
information out there. We did not just get this tonight.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying is, okay, we just received this today. We didn't have time to compare it to the ones that we have
It's
from
the
the last
same-
meeting.
it's the
How do you know
same.
though? How do you know? Did you compare them?
What was the amount of the contract, the original contract, the first contract? Wasn't it like $250,000?
No. It's 576,133.
So it was
That was the
$500,000
first,
for
that was the
beginning.
first of 2. The other person who we defaulted back to was H. Kelly Marine. They came in at $628,000 and some change. Then when the accident with Tom Crisp barge happened, they rescinded or asked to step away because they had a detrimental loss. Then you guys in the commission meeting asked H. Kelly to accept, could they do it for the same amount as Crisp, and they accepted. Also, he was concerned on his ability, that is Charlie DeVito, about his ability to get the performance bond for that much money. So he was going to partner with Marlin Construction. Well, Marlin Construction, after going through all this process, said they didn't want to move forward anymore. So it comes back to H. Kelly Marine saying he could tote it. He got his performance bond, and soon we'll be voting on that he's the sole person, and then tomorrow I can issue a notice to commence.
Okay, so you're saying that the first contract was the one that was for 300?
Where are you getting these numbers? It's 300. What?
Because I remember $250,000, which I thought it was kind of high. I don't remember $500,000 for just the dock.
Mayor, we don't
No
have a budget.
electrical
That's a
and nothing
different
else
topic.
to be done to it.
She wouldn't be mayor.
You have asked a question.
Do you remember voting on this as an emergency, or did we vote it to put it on the agenda to vote? Because I don't remember voting on it.
Which one was that? The contract?
To make the docks an emergency. Since we knew
Mr.
since
Mayor.
2018.
Mr. Mayor, you absolutely did. It was another company that you voted on because, and then Mr. Lucas, I won't repeat everything he said, but it was that company and they thought they'd be able to do it, then they had a problem with the barge, and then, so this is coming back, pretty much it's the same resolution and contract and everything, it's just a different, it's just a different vendor. But Mr. Mayor, I will say that you're on a budget, and so I just want to say that you all may want to make it relate to the budget,
Right.
as opposed to if somebody were looking at it or wanted to challenge or whatever, you may want to stick to what you have on the agenda.
Then the
That's on
question.
the agenda, so I could ask when the agenda comes around, when it comes out on the agenda.
Right. Any additional questions? You ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Bowden,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mervin,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
No.
Commissioner Perez,
No?
Mayor Bab,
Yes. Motion passed by a majority, 3-2 vote. Next, we'll move to Resolution 2023-58.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, approving the renewal and acceptance of the employee benefits package attached hereto as composite Exhibit A.
I'm sorry, I'm skipping, I went too fast. Resolution 2023-57, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, approving the observed holidays for fiscal year 2023, 2024, as set forth in Exhibit A, providing for adoption of representations, providing for an effective date.
City Manager, brief explanation.
Yes, sir. On page 79 of your agenda packet, those are the proposed dates for holidays for 23-24.
I'll entertain a motion for the adoption.
Mayor, I move that we will adopt Resolution 2023-57.
Second.
It has been moved by Vice Mayor Mervin and proper second by Commissioner Bowden for the adoption of our proposed holiday schedule of 2023-24. Call for questions. I have one or two. I would really like to see our holiday schedule mirror the county. The county has 12 paid holidays, basically. We do have a provision in the past. We used to have 10 plus 2 floating holiday, which gave us a total of 12. Here in this proposed schedule, here we have a total of 14 days. We even have an Independent Day, New Year Day weekend. So we're taking December, or being proposed to take December the 29th and January 1st. We also have Columbus Day. Previously, Columbus Day was discontinued in lieu of Juneteenth. Now it's back in here. And then lastly, we have Labor Day, not Labor Day, but Independence Day. We're requesting 2 days off there, July 4th and the 5th. So even if we mirror it, be consistent with our local municipality, sister city of Belgrade and South Bay, and determine the day they get. I know we're different with different cities, but we shouldn't be that much off. You know, I just think that needs to be looked at. We need to go back sticking to the 12 with really 10 with the 2 floating holidays. That gives staff, when they have their meetings and discussion with their city manager, the 2 extra days they would like to propose as holidays for the city. So I'm proposing, to be honest, to have this back down and reduced to the 10 plus the 2 floating days, which the city manager and the staff could recommend what would be those 2 holidays. Right now, again, we got 14 days here. Ain't too many cities I'm aware of have 14 paid holidays during the year, but we do.
So the way some of these holidays fall, it's like falling on a Thursday.
Okay.
So then there's the Friday, but I don't have a
Yeah, it doesn't
problem.
matter when it falls. I mean,
Okay.
most of your municipalities receive 14 paid holidays. That's the question. And are we consistent with the other 2 sister cities, which is near our proximity, if that's the question? Or does it consist with Palm Beach County days, holidays? That's just I'm just one vote in my, that's would be my preference to be more consistent. I'm gonna be honest, and I don't wanna bring up folks, but this came from the previous city manager when we started increasing our holidays more than what was normally given in the past. And now we're kind of easing back to that same trend where we're getting more days than what we normally. You have something to say, City Clerk? Seems like you wanted to say something.
Per Section 2-1 legal holidays for the city of Pahokee, closing of City Hall, there's actually 11 holidays that are recognized, and then there's 2 floating holidays, which make it total of 13.
So I
This
didn't
year
realize.
that was proposed though have 14 though, so it's still one more than what was originally proposed. But those holidays which you're referring to is approved by the city commission every year during our budget time. So what was done in the past don't mean it have to continue to consistently be done in the future. Even the floating holidays could be eliminated if we so chose to do it. I say it was
So
hard.
I didn't realize that Columbus Day was in lieu of Juneteenth. So I didn't realize that, and I
I
wasn't
mean,
here.
I'm counting 11 holidays right there.
Okay, so we got.
So is it that you want to propose removal of the floating holiday of Columbus Day, since I wasn't aware of what you guys had?
That's the start, and then.
Okay.
That's including the 2 floating holidays, still 11. Yeah, count them, there's 11.
With the Columbus currently on there,
That's 11.
it's 11, plus there are 3 additional days on here that we have. Again, going back to
That's on
New
Christmas
Year,
weekend.
and I'm not sure why we got a New Year. I'm not sure at first why we got a New Year weekend. New Year's normally is a 1 holiday. Sometimes, city managers have some discretion, say, New Year Eve, a half a day. Sometimes they give their employee there, but they don't give them an entire day, for New Year's. I don't know any other, municipality doing that. There may be some out there, I'm just saying. I'm not aware of any. So we got 2 days there, which should only be 1. Then you got Columbus should be out because we use Juneteenth as a holiday now in place of Columbus Day. And then lastly, you have Independent Day, July 4th and the 5th. I'm not sure why the 5th is there. I'm just not sure. If you wanted to use that for a floating holiday, yeah, that's what you use for, you use that as one of your floating holidays. I see what you did there. So what I'm proposing, we take Columbus out because it normally wasn't in there.
Okay.
Then second, we would take, you got it as a floating holiday, so. The New Year weekend, the December the 29th. If you take that out, at least you're back down to 12 holidays. You'll be back down to 12. Yeah.
Mr. Mayor?
14 to 12. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I just want to read from section 2-1, which states, it's in your code of ordinances dealing with legal holidays. And so what it provides for is New Year's Day, which is January 1, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which it says is the third Monday in January, Washington's birthday, which is the third Monday in February, Memorial Day, last Monday in May, Independence Day, July 4th, Labor Day, the first Monday in September, up to 2 days to be selected by the City Commission, by the City Commission at budget approval each year. That's number 7. And then Veterans Day, which is November 11th, Thanksgiving Day, the 4th Thursday in November, and the day after Thanksgiving Day, and then Christmas Day, December 25th.
How many days are those?
So,
Total.
yes, so that would be, so it's 10 plus, it says up to 2 days, to be selected
So
by
would that
the
be
City
12
Commission.
total?
It could be up to it could be up to 2 days. So it could be 1 day or it could be 2 days. So it would be 12 total if you
That's what
did the
I'm-
2 days.
That's what I'm looking for, being consistent with what we have already on there. So it should be 12. Right now, what's being presented to us is 14. So we just need to use that schedule there.
Okay. So what,
Then identify the 2 floating days, which would be, you need to either do the Independent Day, the day after Independent Day.
okay.
Go ahead.
Excuse me. So it's a mixture. Can I look over it right fast? Because some of the holidays fall on the weekend, which requires to get that Monday or either that Friday. Can I look over it right fast?
And maybe while she doing that, I'm trying the internet slow, but Palm Beach County has, if you say you want to mirror them, they have 15 days for the next year. They're doing 15.
You
I'm trying
have
to pull
that?
it up,
You
yeah.
have to pull it up?
Yeah,
Well,
just
I
the
looked
internet
at
is
that, I
slow.
didn't see 15 days.
Yeah. Here you go, right here. Yeah, here you go.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a total of 15. Yeah, 'cause they even have here Good Friday
Okay.
as a day. They do have, they have like
But
Yom
currently, she's
Kippur.
saying we have an ordinance listing the days, so whatever those days are, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I was just going by when you say you
Yeah,
want to
okay,
mirror
right,
the county.
okay.
In the county, they have 15.
So if we do the 2 floating holidays, we could do either the New Year weekend and then the day after 4th of July. And what your only thing you'll be doing now is eliminating the Columbus Day. Columbus Day is not on our schedule right now, is it?
No, sir.
Okay, So probably that's only, they just need to be removed. The two floating holidays that we're referring to now, based on this, it'll be the day after the 4th of July, which would be July the 5th. And then the city is recommending the New Year weekend, New Year Day weekend, which will include the 29th of December. So everything is here would be okay, except for Columbus Day
Columbus
would be
Day,
taken out, and I think we'll be consistent with our ordinance there.
All right. Columbus and Luke. Okay.
So that's to give us a total of 12. Okay.
And just to throw it out there, not to mess up but a lot of municipalities now are also looking at Juneteenth as a day to be recognized, so.
We have it.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah,
Okay.
we have it.
Very well, thank you.
They're actually one of the two places of Columbus Day.
Nice.
Okay, if someone can put that in a motion, then we can move forward with the approval of the holiday.
Mayor, I move that we would amend the resolution 2023-57 with the removal of the Columbus Day as a proposed holiday, and the rest stay as is.
Second.
It has been moved by Vice Mayor Mervin and properly second by Commissioner Gonzalez that we move the proposed holidays with the only exception is moving Columbus Day. Call for questions. Hearing none, you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Mervin,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
Yes.
Commissioner Bowden,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez,
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Bab,
Yes. You get, Commissioner Poole.
So
they're going on the holiday.
what we did was, we just eliminated Columbus.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Now we'll move to Resolution 2023-58.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, approving the renewal and acceptance of the employee benefits package attached hereto as Composite Exhibit A from Florida Blue Care for Health, Humana for Life Insurance, Humana Dental, and Humana Vision, authorizing the city manager to take necessary action, providing for adoption of representations, providing for an effective date.
Thank you, City Attorney. City Manager, brief explanation.
Yes, sir. City of Pahokee needs to approve the employees' benefits package for the upcoming fiscal year 23-24. The Gearing Group is the city's current insurance broker. They put together coverages for bid. We selected the same as our carrier and accepted the renewal increase under Florida Blue Care for Health and Humana Life Insurance, Humana for Dental, and Humana for Vision. There are a small increase to medical coverage of 2.3% and 3.2% increase in voluntary life coverage. Our dental coverage will have a minor decrease of 1%. Our vision will stay the same at the same rate and is guaranteed for 2 years. The city manager would like to request authorization to move forward with the above-mentioned reimbursement. Staff recommends accept the renewal rates of our health benefits that have been quoted and move forward with renewing these coverages for the upcoming fiscal year.
Thank you, City Manager. City Commission, having heard Resolution 2023-58 properly read into the minutes by our City Clerk, City Attorney, properly explained by the City Manager. What is your pleasure?
Mayor, I move that we will accept resolution 2023-58.
Second.
It has been moved by Vice Mayor Mervin and properly second by Commissioner Bolden for the adoption and movement of Resolution 2023-58. Call for questions.
Yeah, this medical plan, all of it was an RFP? The medical, dental, and vision?
Well, we have brokers, so we just asked the broker to send it out for bid for us.
And we kept the same one?
Well, they were when you look at it against each other, for example, if you look at throughout the plan, let me get a page here.
Is it for the same thing as the one before, the same benefits?
Yeah, so when you look at page 91, look at also 92 and 93, you'll see the benefits or the changes there because they're highlighted. And then if you look at page 87, well, let's see here. Well, 88. 88 also breaks down the Florida Blue Care, both the columns to the far left.
Okay, like schedule benefit, annual benefit maximum. Okay, so mine says unlimited. My life is 2,500. Principal is 3,000.
Mr. Lucas.
And Lincoln is 3,000.
I'm sorry,
Mayor?
Mayor, Commission, we have a representative from the insurance company. If you will allow him to get up and explain.
Is it okay?
Sure, absolutely.
Good evening, I'm Mark Rodriguez, Benefits Consultant with the Gehring Group. So as to the question as to the benefits, whether or not everything is staying the same, it's the same carriers with the same lines of coverage you had in place already. There is one small difference on the medical plan. You'll see on the medical plan exhibit that the deductible and for single and family has gone up slightly, as well as the out-of-pocket maximums. Those aren't changes that are specific to you. Those are changes that Blue Care is putting in place across the board for all of their groups that are on this plan. It's just something they're doing to adjust the plan to make it more cost-effective for them.
Where's that at?
Excuse me?
What page?
That is on page 87. So you see the one column that says current, and then the column right next to it says renewal, and you can see we have the numbers shaded in red. That's the only change. Everything else is staying exactly the same across all the other plans.
Yeah, and then the one thing that's unlimited, that's like great.
Yeah,
So-
a lot of carriers have actually stopped offering that, so.
So actually it went up
It costs more.
$1,000.
Yes.
That's in network.
So the deductible is going from, the in-network deductible is going from $3,400 to $4,250. And for families, it's going from $6,800 to $8,500. The out-of-pocket is going from $8,200 to $9,050, and the family is going from $16,400 to $18,100. The thing I will say is that because your plan is a co-pay-based plan, people are still going to pay whatever these co-payments are that you see listed out in the design here. So if you're going to see your doctor, for example, it's still $25 for your primary. It's still $55 for your specialist. The only time that these are really going to come into play is if someone has like a catastrophic event, that they would be subject to these deductibles and out-of-pockets. But for the regular, everyday usage that people can use their plan for, it's going to be all these co-pays that you see listed out. So you can see, for example, emergency room visit, that says $300 after deductible. So that's one of those benefits that, yes, the deductible will come into play. You have to meet that deductible first, and then it's a $300 copay. But for everything else that you see that just has a copay, that's what you pay. Unless it says calendar year CYD, calendar year deductible, it is not subject to the deductible.
So if we go to the emergency room, we have to pay the deductible.
Yes, before these benefits kick in, and then after the deductible, it's a $300 copay, but you are you're liable for the deductible until then.
Okay, outpatient hospital. So you said the red is our numbers?
So anything you see in red is a decrement compared to your current benefit. So that's why we put them side by side. So you can see what your current benefit is on the left, and then the renewal columns, that's what it's gonna become. The other thing I wanna add is the majority of your employees are actually not on that plan that's changing. They're on the other one right next to it, the 14256. You have 25 employees on that plan. There's only 2 on the other plan.
So we only have HMOs?
Yes, that's what you currently have.
Everybody has HMO.
Blue Care. Blue Care is Florida Blue's HMO, yes.
Were you thinking PPO for the dental? Because the dental, most of that's PPO. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I seen that, the dental.
Yes.
But no, when I signed up, I had PPO for medical. And then I don't even know when it changed.
Can you explain the hospital services, the inpatient hospital? That's quite a big difference.
So the inpatient hospital, yes. So it's, that actually is staying the same as what you currently have. That's not changing.
It says 500, and then over here it says 2,000 a day, so.
Where do you see?
No, you're too far over. You're in
I
the
think you may have
alternate.
skipped the column.
Oh, that's something else.
Yeah,
yeah,
so we
yeah.
had some alternative quotes too. That's just to give you kind of, there was one quote that Florida Blue gave, which was actually a richer plan, so obviously it cost more. And then United Healthcare had a quote. That quote was meant to match your current benefits as close as possible from United Healthcare, and they came in at 21.9% above your current. So that tells us that the rates you have with Florida Blue are pretty competitive compared to what else, what the other carriers are proposing.
Okay, and that's on page 88.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Are there any additional questions from the commission? Hearing none. Are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Mervin,
Yes.
Commissioner Bowden,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous
Thank
vote.
you.
Thank you. Now we'll move to Resolution 2023-59, City Attorney.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, accepting preferred governmental insurance trust as the city's general liability, property coverage, auto liability, and workers' compensation carrier pursuant to the terms of the attached hereto as Exhibit A. authorizing the city manager to take necessary action, providing for adoption of representations, providing for an effective date.
Thank you, City Attorney. City Manager, brief explanation.
Yes, sir. The city of Pahokee is in need to change their insurance coverages for general liability, property coverage, auto liability, and employees' worker comp coverage. We asked Brown & Brown to give us a quote on various institutions for these coverages, and they came up with Florida Municipal Insurance Trust and Preferred Governmental Insurance. So Florida Municipal was at $560,985. Preferred Governmental Insurance came in at $465,455, giving us a savings of $95,530. Staff would like to recommend that we go with Preferred Governmental Insurance Trust for the savings with the same comparable coverages. And Mayor, for the record, we have two gentlemen in the crowd that with Brown & Brown. Have a
Approve the resolution first, Mayor? You wanna do the resolution first? You got it?
Now, if they, could ask questions, yeah. We're gonna go ahead and do the resolution, and then we have questions from the commission if we have a need.
Okay.
Any questions, we'll do it. They'll still be here to answer any question the commission may have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a seat for just a moment while they vote.
We'll move for a motion to move this forward, and then we'll have a chance to ask questions if needed.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we accept resolution 2023.
Second.
2359.
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Perez and proper second by Commissioner Gonzalez for the adoption of resolution 2023-59. Call for questions. Anybody have any questions for the representative?
Basically, I just so that I understand. Okay, so, you said that we're changing carrier? Mr.
Yes.
Lucas?
Yes, ma'am. I'm asking the commission to consider changing carriers.
So the coverage the same, but it's gonna be at a savings of $95,000?
Yes, ma'am. I believe on page 138 is, well, this is just liability. I was trying to find a page that had, what page was where we did the comparison with the matrix? Because on page 151 is preferred quote, and you see where it's $2 million for liability, whereas Brown was the same at $2 million on page 138. But I just have to go and find every page so that they can see. So, okay, 135 for this, you got Cypher liability. There's, I just have to go through and find each page. Deadly weapon. But they all are, the two are comparable.
So we're voting to accept governmental insurance trust?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Well, in fairness, on my part, I can't make a decision when I have nothing to compare it to.
You,
I went through the whole list, I can't find nothing to compare it to.
yeah, so there, it's, all right, so, all right, let me earmark.
Where it shows you benefit, like she said, it's benefit to benefit, side by side,
Okay.
comparison.
So, population, page 148 is preferred. Population for the other one is on, hold on a second, I'll find the page for you. I thought they just had a matrix that split right down the middle. You didn't have that?
Yeah, I went through it, I can't find nothing to compare nothing to anything. There's nothing.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, so for property under Brown and Brown, it's page 120. So right there you have coverage property, inland marine, then we go to page, just so you can have,
Brown and Brown, you're the broker?
That's correct.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing.
so the other company, well, I guess Brown and Brown is you guys, but the two companies is inland marine and versus preferred.
No, so Brown and Brown, we're the agent for Preferred. The Preferred Governmental Insurance Trust, you have to use an agent to get to. You're currently with the Florida Municipal Insurance Trust. You deal directly with them. So Carlos reached out to me to provide a quote from Preferred. So we basically used last year's policy, the 22-23 policy, to get the information. So match your schedules, match your limits, based our proposal off of that. And then I think you got a renewal invoice from FMIT, the League of Cities, which was a lot larger than the proposal that we had given. So our proposal was put into the agenda packet as recommended. So I don't know, in all fairness, I don't know what your renewal actually looks like from FMIT, but our coverages were based off of your policy that's currently in effect.
So we gotta trust that Carlos gets the right information.
Hi, good evening. If I just add a couple things. First is that a few years ago, the city carried insurance from the Preferred Governmental Insurance Trust. And the decision was made at that time to move from Pidgeot to your current carrier, FMIT, for premium financial reasons, where the coverages were matched up and the city chose to take a savings at that time. This is a similar situation. The city got the renewal from the carrier, which this time was FMIT, and asked us for a competitive quote where we lined up the coverages side by side and brought you a quote that gave you the same terms and conditions as your existing policy from FMIT, but the savings is in the 20% range, so it made sense for the finance director, who obviously is not here to speak for himself, but based on his view of the two like in kind similar policies and the large savings on the table, made the recommendation to the city manager and to you to accept the moving back to the Preferred Governmental Insurance Trust. Does that help with your questions? That you want to see every data point. There are thousands, so that's why your finance director made the recommendation based on the $100,000 savings.
Right, because we're just going based on word of mouth and nothing to see to compare.
There are essentially in the state of Florida, for governments, very, very few insurance options, which is why you've gone back and forth between the two trusts. Most of the standard balance sheet insurance carriers left the state many moons ago. And so what you're left with is two large trusts that are governed by elected officials, that are comprised of city and county membership statewide, and they kind of battle it out. FMIT and Preferred battle it out for the business. And sometimes those decisions are made on claims handling, relationships, premium. In this case, your finance director analyzed the two quotes, which were matched up from a term standpoint, and made a decision based on this, the $100,000 savings to the city.
I understand what he's talking about like that, but I don't understand what you're saying.
What's that?
I say, I understand what they're talking about. We have to have, our insurance carrier has to be like for municipalities, right? And there's only 2 in the state of Florida.
There's two that cover about 90% of the cities and counties. in the
Was
state.
the largest.
Yeah, yeah.
2 of the largest.
Hypothetically, you could have a Travelers or a Progressive or a name you're familiar with insure you. They're just not interested in this class of business. So these are the two who write all the municipalities and counties in the state.
I understand. To his point, I think he's worried about what kind of, because we don't know the policies and we don't know the figures. We're going based on what the finance director, his decision and the figures that he gave to you. So
Yep.
I understand his point. But, I mean, the numbers on here,
Yeah, but we're looking at their numbers. What about the other numbers? We don't have nothing to
what
compare it
other
to.
numbers?
Whoever we have right now at the moment.
Well, they compare it to what we're paying.
Yeah. And basically what staff is saying, we're having
You got something to say, Miss Mervin?
No, I'm saying they're saving $95,000 to the city from the last time. That's what I'm saying.
The only other thing I would add, just for what it's worth, is our team, all we do is property and casualty insurance for governments in the state of Florida. So, for example, we broker all of the insurance for Palm Beach County, Town of Jupiter, a lot of local municipalities, City of Fort Lauderdale, City of Miami. When we walk your finance director through what are the options on the table, how do the coverages compare, how does the premiums compare, there's a ton of analysis that goes into that. So there's, in my opinion, as a person who handles the county and other large governments, there's nothing that's not in front of you that would deter you from taking the $100,000 savings for the city.
Yeah, it's not like we're compromising benefits
No.
in lieu of, savings.
No, and the trust that you will be moving to from an insurance standpoint insures hundreds of local governments in the state of Florida.
Okay, Commissioner, what we have here, we have a recommendation from staff, saving the approximately $95,000. Hopefully we got enough information to make a confirmed decision. If not, then in the future, we just have to allow and let the staff know this is what I need to make a informed decision in the future. Are there any additional questions? Trying to move this on. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
Yes.
Commissioner Bowden,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mervin,
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes, thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Thank you all too.
Thank you,
for coming.
gentlemen.
Next, we'll move to new business, presentation by the city manager of activities of upcoming events, if any.
I think we're
Grant.
missing one.
You missed one.
Yeah,
Ms.
why you
Wynn, okay.
skipping?
Resolution 2023-16, sorry.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, accepting 3 neighborhood engagement and transformation grants, NEAT, in the total amount of $30,000 for MLK and trash receptacles and benches as part of the neighborhood beautification improvements, authorizing the city manager to take necessary action, providing for adoption of representations, providing for an effective date.
Thank you, City Attorney. City Manager, brief explanation.
The 3 grants, NEAT grants, cover overall the purchase and installation of trash receptacles to be installed throughout the city. That's $10,000. The purchase and install of benches is $10,000, and the procurement of services of items to repair at MLK Park, basketball courts, walking trails, and perform other park improvement is $10,000. Staff recommends that we accept the Palm Beach County Office of Community Revitalization funds for this neighborhood beautification improvement.
Is that supposed to be a matching grant?
Let's see here.
No.
Is what they did.
No, it's not a matching grant.
City Commission, having had our city attorney properly read the resolution into the record, properly had our city manager explain, what is your pleasure?
Madam Mayor, I move to accept resolution 2023-60.
I'll second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Bolden and properly second by Vice Mayor Mervin for the adoption of resolution 2023-60. Call for questions.
Yeah. This grant, was, the Parks and Recreation is the one that applied for this NEAT grant?
No, it was community development.
I read somewhere about Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, but remember the beautification was spearheaded when Mayor was saying that we should beautify the city and throughout the city.
So wait, it was for the Parks and Recreation and then we got it to beautify the city? I'm kind of confused.
Mayor, Commissioner, I'm sorry, Perez. So part of that NEAT grant is also for Parks and Recreation. If you see in your, your resolution as well as staff report, it has $10,000 that will be used for MLK Park. So that part falls up under Parks and Recreation, as well as the parks and the benches are beautifying the community, which means that we're able to put some of those benches and receptacles in our parks as well. So, but there is a specific $10,000 that goes towards MLK Park.
With some of these benches, this is not the benches that they were talking about for as Commissioner Walker and the one out for the cemetery, is it that falls under?
So if we're able to utilize that to cover those expenses as well, because it's $10,000.
Do we know what the cost of the benches is?
So we have a estimate of what the costs are, but it also depends on the type of bench. So if we utilize a park bench, we're not going to use the same type of bench at the cemetery or where have you. And the cemetery is also, you know, is considered a park area as well. So it's for rest.
So where in the cemetery we're putting a bench?
So what we have identified is the cemetery that is, and it has escaped me, that's on Bacon Point Road. We can locate a cemetery to honor the Salvador ladies, as well as in Port Mayaca, there will be a cemetery, park bench to recognize Miss Williams.
See,
And
there's
they
a,
are survivors from the storm of 1928.
there's a difference in the benches because the ones honoring the 4 recipients we want to do, that's memorial bench. So it's different because we can do imaging of the faces, or you can do engraving and all those things.
What is the 4 recipients? Who are the 4?
Ms.
Ms.
Walker is
Williams.
also, well, I'm sorry, Commissioner Walker is also one of those recipients.
Commissioner Walker.
Williams, and then the
Williams.
2 Salvatore
Okay.
ladies.
The reason I'm asking, because I think at the commission, one of the previous commission meeting, someone spoke and asked, would it possible the city would honor the young lady that was killed right on Baker Point, hit by I guess he was intoxicated driver, whatever. So I'm wondering if we have any additional money, maybe that could be one that can be placed there to honor her.
Okay, and, you know, like we said, the cost that the award amount is $10,000, so it just depends on the type of bench and, you know, whether it is a memorial bench or a park bench, so we can look at that and include that.
And one thing to remember about, it's a good gesture to honor, you know, the person that was killed by vehicular homicide, but if you start, if we, you know, any other, then we're gonna have to, you know, keep it going, cause you cannot do for one person and not the other.
That's true.
One
Yeah.
thing to think about, cause we wanna do things fair.
Right.
My suggestion was, I think I spoke with staff for the young lady. You know how they have the FDOT signs, they have the name.
Right.
Right.
That would, I think, would be preferable for the young lady on that
Right.
corner, because you gotta remember also you had a right of way.
Yeah.
So
We
I'm
just have
not
to
thinking
figure
it would
out how
be,
we inform FDOT about that.
I think
We're
I
gonna have to
talked
get her
with Sarah, I
name.
think they're supposed to be looking into, I don't think you have to, I think you just have to call the highway and get, I know they just did one down on when the 2 young kids got killed, they just put one
Oh,
there,
yeah,
so,
on 715.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you just have to call.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in additional question?
So just to know, we're gonna, this is voting on accepting it, right? So then whenever we get ready, you know, to actually go out and purchase or do whatever it is, like in this case with the benches and what was the other thing? The trash receptacles. We talked about the trash receptacles, that to have some kind of art work on it. And I think one of the good idea is maybe partnering with the school and doing some kind of contest. I mean, we got a lot of artists in the city, and, you know, the winner, we could, you know, give a gift card.
We could do something maybe for Government Week. It's Florida Government Week is coming up. That's in October. I can't remember the exact date of the week. But we could do something like that and open it up to the schools and have some type of art contest for Government Week and have the kids actually participate during that week. We just get creative and figure out how to do it as
Maybe
well.
they, you know, how do you see Pahokee, or what would you like to see, or, you know, sort of like a theme, and have each one of them turn it in, and maybe, you know, I don't know, us or somebody else, you know, like, choose.
Okay. We can write up how we would like to be able to put this out, and then have commission participate in the
Do we have a number of receptacles that are gonna go around?
So again, we have to look at what the cost is for those receptacles and how it'll average up to the amount of the award.
And we know where we're gonna put them, or?
I believe there was designated spots before that we looked at putting the trash receptacles.
One question, Mayor, right? The basketball courts, this also include the ones out to Commission Park and the tennis courts?
So that is for, that specific is MLK Park. And that 10 assists us with doing the other things in the park. So it'll alleviate some of those funds our funds that we would have to use for that. Okay.
Okay, hopefully we can try to restore those out to Commission Park also one day.
Well,
And-
that
and the
alleviates
tennis
some of the funds that we use in one place
But I
to be able
understand.
to.
Well, I know this is not part of that, but speaking of Commissioner Park, did we get the bathrooms?
So we
Working?
finish voting on that one and then we can go to.
Okay.
In additional questions?
The bathrooms are working in Commissioner Park.
Hearing none?
The bathrooms are working?
Are working in Commission Park.
And they've been open?
They hadn't been because we were advised not to, I mean, if you don't mind, Mayor. We were advised by PBSO to cut down on all the vandalism. Because
But they should be open during
we are
operation
opening,
or-
they are now open, and we got the vents replaced in there on a timer. And so there's no moisture, there's new sinks, because they had busted.
Waterworks, they could drink water from the fountain.
Well, they
No
keep,
water
they,
fountain.
someone keeps damaging our water fountain. As soon as we put it up, they tear it out.
Cause there was video of kids drinking water from the backflow. You know, the backflow that we have on the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was leaking and there was kids drinking water out of there.
I'll check it out tomorrow.
That was on Facebook.
In additional questions? Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Bowden?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mervin?
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Yes.
Commissioner Perez?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Now we move to new business. We have two items on the new business. The November the 14th,
Mr. Mayor, I'm sorry to interrupt. You do have an add-on item, the resolution.
Gotcha, thank you.
Can I read it in the record?
Yes, ma'am.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, approving H. Kelly Marine LLC for emergency repair services pertaining to marina docks D, E, and F pursuant to a certain consent order and temporary use agreement between the State of Florida Department of Environmental Protection, the Board of Trustees of the Internal Improvement Trust Fund of the State of Florida, and the City of Pahokee, Florida, approving the agreement attached hereto as Exhibit A, and authorizing the city manager to take necessary action, providing for adoption of representations, repealing all resolutions in conflict, providing for an effective date.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. City Manager, brief explanation.
Yes, sir. I just want to say that H. Kelly Marine has secured a bond, and that bond covers the contract amount of $576,133, and then we put a further requirement of 125%, which is $720,166.25. Staff recommends that we approve or ratify the contract to solely be with, for the repairs of the floating docks with H. Kelly Marine.
City Commission, having had resolution 2023-61 properly read into the minutes by our city attorney, properly explained by our city manager, what is your pleasure?
Mayor, I move that we accept resolution 2023-61.
Second.
It has been moved by Vice Mayor Mervin and properly seconded by Commissioner Bolden for the adoption of resolution 2023-61. Call for questions.
Okay, what's today's date?
The 26th.
But this term started on September the 1st. So we're signing a contract that already started on September the 1st?
Contract hadn't started. What we did is we had to sign it in order for them to move forward with obtaining a performance bond. Sometimes performance bonds can take a period of time to secure.
You don't really have to have a signed contract to get procurement.
That's what the bond company was telling those guys.
Mr.
All they
Mayor.
have to have is the agreement.
Mr. Mayor, if I can help clarify, you all actually voted in a previous meeting to contract with this company. You actually voted on it, but what we wanted to do was to bring it back so that everything was tied up and there weren't any issues with, any misunderstanding as to what was being done. So we wanted to make sure that not only was this, I think that's why the manager just said a second ago, to ratify or, but in my mind, you're approving everything to make it clean so that there wasn't, just a kind of a voice vote out there that we didn't have at least concrete approval to move forward on. And so this just puts the contract with it, puts the date with it. You actually already voted on it, but we just wanted to make sure you had everything in front of you again before the manager does a notice of commencement. So technically, you've already voted on this item, and technically, he had the authority actually to, move forward, but we wanted to just make absolutely sure there were no issues by bringing it back before you again. That's why you're seeing it again. But the company came before you, they were here at a previous meeting, you asked questions, and then you had a vote right after that, and, I just wanted to tie it up nicely for you. So, hopefully that clarifies a little bit.
Well, I was not here when they voted on it. I was in the emergency room. Second thing that I want to say is they voted on the company and they voted, I guess they agreed on the quotes that the city prepared and gave the contractor to give a quote based on their numbers. But a contract, approving a contractor and the amount doesn't approve a contract.
Actually, what you did, if I may, through the mayor, is you actually approved a contract and a form to be approved by the city attorney. So that's what your previous resolution was. It was in a form to be approved by the city attorney. So it was whatever I thought was appropriate for approval, that was the form. So this is the form that I'm recommending, but actually you all voted for it with the understanding that I would have an appropriate form brought back to you. So this is the form, this is the contract, everything's attached, and so again, we just try to make it very succinct and easy for you to see everything with the understanding that we also need to move forward on it, and all of the bonds and everything to move forward have been secured.
Okay, does the quote that they voted on, does that have anything Did it have anything to do with, changing work orders and emergency changes in work and all that sort of, all those items? The city may alter, add to, or deduct from the work by executing a change order without liability to contractor, except for the reasonable cost of any additional work. All such work within contractor's capacity to perform shall be performed pursuant to the change order. Any associated claim for extension of time will be adjusted when the change order is issued. The parties should negotiate the cost of the change order on an equitable basis, which may be determined in one or more of the following ways: estimate and acceptance of a lump sum, unit price naming the contract or subsequently agreed upon, cost and percentage of by cost and fixed fee. If the parties cannot agree upon cost, contractor shall implement the change order and shall maintain the present in such form as the city project manager may direct the correct amount of the net cost of labor and material, together with vouchers.
Let me just say that this is written very favorably to the city, and so I would just urge you all to move forward if you would. But if you have any questions, I'm happy to meet with you all individually and talk through the contract.
In the event an emergency, endangering life or property requires immediate action, the city may give contractor another instruction to proceed with an emergency change in their work, which will be confirmed in writing within 5 days. I have not gone through it. This work that's gonna be done, this had an engineer?
No.
We're-
Or just the contractor, the city inspector that prepared it for you?
Building official. They will go through the AIA, which usually is the architect schedule of things, or an engineer. In this case, we're going to go through CapGov.
I thought you would have to have an engineer prior to, so that you could know the scope of work.
You have detailed plans, maybe you want to tell them about the plans.
So when I originally gave you a 73-page report of repairing the whole pier, CapGov put that together, and that was like the blueprint of what we use for the bidding process.
You gave us a 70-page
Oh,
report?
yeah. Oh, yes.
When? I don't remember.
I handed it to you.
I don't remember that
Okay.
report.
This,
So out of the 70 pages, we come up with this?
Yes, because they broke out what, which is boards and stringers.
Okay, okay.
okay, are there any additional questions? Hearing none, you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Commissioner Bowden?
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
No.
Commissioner Perez?
No.
Mayor Bab?
Yes. Motion passed by majority, 3-2 vote. And next, we're moving to new business. First item is the November the 14, 2023 City Commission meeting cancellation due to the NLC 2023 City Summit.
What's that?
We're canceling a meeting, the November 14th meeting, due to the National League City Summit.
All of
I'd
them.
entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move that we accept November 14, 2023 City Commission meeting cancellation due to NLC 2023 City Summit.
Second.
It has been moved by Vice Mayor Mervin and properly second by Commissioner Gonzalez for the recommending canceling the November 14, 2023 City Commission meeting due to the National League of City Summit. Call for question. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Mervin?
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Yes.
Commissioner Bolden?
Yes.
Commissioner Perez?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Motion passes by unanimous vote. Next is the cancellation of, requesting cancellation of the December 26, 2023 City Commission meeting.
Mayor, I move that we will accept December 26, 2023 City Commission meeting cancellation.
Second.
It has been moved by Vice Mayor Mervin and properly second by Commissioner Gonzalez for the cancellation of the December 26, 2023 City Commission meeting. Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Mervin?
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Yes.
Commissioner Bolden?
Yes.
Commissioner Perez?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Now we'll move into the mayor's report.
Mayor, what is this for?
They didn't add that one on.
That was the add-on, I believe, isn't it?
He didn't add that one.
He
That
didn't
wasn't
add
added. It wasn't added.
Okay. You put that there, but we didn't add.
No, I have to verify vendor. I have one more piece I gotta do and I'll bring it back.
Okay. That was a potential add-on, they decided he needed some more information before
Well,
bringing it.
Like, this has only got one quote.
And I have the,
I wanna see all three quotes
okay.
attached to it.
Okay, next, we'll continue with the mayor's report.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I got noticed that the last appointment to the Pahokee Housing Authority, Reverend Bennett Everett, is no longer living in the city of Pahokee. I got a call from the Housing Authority Director asking, did the city have anything in its ordinance that required a board appointment to live in the city? I think we have one for everything else. I think we need to be consistent. So I will be telling her not in any particular written document, but we do have a policy that our board appointment are city residents. And I'm bringing it to the commission attention in case you want to adopt some type of policy that would include non-appointment or non-Pahokee residents. And that's the only reason I'm bringing it, just for your information, in case you want to make some type of policy decision in the future on that.
But if you need
Does
to
that mean-
appoint somebody else, remember I nominated Linda Joseph.
I was about to say that. I honestly was gonna say her name.
Okay. All right, next, we spoke about the grant, the NEAT grant. I just wondered why Ms. Adams here, and I need to talk and relax the city attorney We have a previous NEAT grant for Glade Citizen Villa, $5,000 for a park, and we discussed this numerous times. We don't have the fund for it at this point. I know we're working on trying to swap some properties so that it will be less demucking. I'm not quite sure what all the mechanism is involved. But I'm just wondering, and just want to protect the city, if we don't spend that funds the way that the grant was applied for, which was to create a park in that particular area, what is the consequence and what would happen? I think at some point, we need to consider giving the 5,000 back to the grantor if we can't accomplish what we need to. But I hope we can, and I know we're working on it, but I don't know, I'm asking what is the status of possibly getting that park leased up, even if it's only a small number, you only have 5,000, so ain't so much you can do, but I think we owe it to the residents out there to make sure we're putting in the effort and make sure that that park is there, and the residents who applied for it, you know, they're looking forward to some parts, and someday that park can be up for those small kids to play.
So, Mayor, if I may, that NEAT grant that you are speaking of, the city did not apply for that NEAT grant.
Right, and I know it's
Okay.
the residents, I
Okay,
understand
yes,
that.
it was the residents.
But who received the money?
So there was no money
Nothing
that has been
deposited?
given out.
Okay.
A celebratory check, I believe, at the time was acknowledged, but because those NEAT grants usually in the past have been reimbursable, the one that we just received is not, does not have a match, but they are reimbursable. So that resident was awarded a NEAT grant for $5,000. The city at the time put aside money, well, it was acknowledged that there would be money put aside to assist with putting the park in place and fulfilling the requirement, fulfilling what the community of Glade Citizens Villa wanted. We have not moved forward with that citizen because yes, the park would need to be demucked. And the park that is, well, not park, the property that is located coming into Glade Citizens Villa on the other side, that is what we talked about, maybe reaching out to that individual.
Let me ask this question. You're saying that the residents received the 5,000?
No, no
Okay,
one,
No
no.
one, okay, so it's
There,
not.
there
having
hasn't been any
disbursed.
money
Okay,
exchanged.
Okay,
So to follow, I would have to follow up with OCR and see what the standing is, and the OCR is the Office of Community Revitalization for Palm Beach County. Where will we move forward with that, because nothing has been done. So because no money has been exchanged, then we have to follow up and see where that resident is with the NEAT grant, because the NEAT is up underneath that
okay. I
individual who
thought for
applied
some
for it.
reason we were just setting and holding it
No,
in an
sir.
account that we
No,
had.
sir.
Okay.
No money has been put in place or,
I have a question.
yes, ma'am.
I went to a meeting one time about the grant, and if I remember correctly, whatever you applied for, you had to match either with donation, with work,
There's a
you know,
variety of
there
ways
is-
that you can match it.
There is a match.
Yes, there is some type of match, and those, for that particular NEAT grant at the time, it was a match that the city would offer, whether it was monetary or in kind or any of that. But again, that NEAT grant was awarded to the resident. So the city of Pahokee was a support in that NEAT grant. We were not the responsibility of the
I
grant.
know, but in order for her to have been accepted, she would have had to have the commitment of the city for whatever it was,
Yes, a
whether it was
support letter
monetary
was
or
offered.
work.
Yes, ma'am, support letter was offered.
So, what support did the city say? Was it monetary?
I
or
would
was
have
it
to
in
go
kind?
back so that I don't misspeak to make sure whether it was monetary or in kind that we offered at the time that the NEAT grant was submitted and awarded to her.
How long ago was that?
That's
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Probably
Yeah.
at least 4
20
years, maybe.
A little bit more, I
Maybe
think it was about
5.
2017.
That's why I say at least. It's been a
That's
while.
ridiculous. You had one individual that took their time, you know, and did all that legwork, and then we dropped the ball.
Sort of, kind of. I mean, our hands was a little tired because the property that we had available for a little park needed to be demucked in order to put the playground equipment there. So we just didn't have the funding or the money at that time. And I'm trying to ask that if we can look and further try to find the resources, at least get that done, because you're right. It's a disappointment when a resident that puts the work in to contribute to the city growth and prosperity,
So
and we don't have a chance to do it.
nobody thought that if you were gonna put a playground equipment that it needed to be demucked and the cost associated?
I think at the time that the grant was applied for, I don't think that they thought that the flooding was that bad in that area. And the flooding is really bad. We did move forward with looking at the type of equipment. We went through a couple of different options of putting different types of playground equipment, even working with the recipient of the award to look at what was best for the community. So there may be funding that Palm Beach County has gotten or will receive for demucking. So we could go after that money to be able to look at utilizing some of that towards there.
Has any, I guess it's called
The geotechnical survey and all of that
yeah,
been done.
so that you know
I don't think
how
it was
deep
ever,
is the muck and-
I don't think that was ever done because that, part of that would have had to be budgeted, that would have come from the city for that.
Let me,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Yeah, I'd just like to add a little balance to this conversation. I think, oftentimes, we put it on the city to do certain things. If more citizens would have actually participated, they could have applied for that grant, and they would have been able to put their money together and actually possibly even get some things done. So, as much as we would like to put things on the city, a lot of people could apply for that NEAT grant. So maybe when the next time comes around, that's something that we can push so we can actually get things done without, trying to put the responsibility on the city to do certain things.
Well, I mean, the responsibility was put on the city because the city signed off.
No, my point is, one person applied for that NEAT grant and got it. 100 people could have applied for that NEAT grant because that's what they do in other municipalities. And they get plenty of money because the citizens actually participate in the process. So you wouldn't necessarily need the city of Pahokee outside of support.
But whatever they collect, has to be matched. They
Well,
say
it doesn't
that
have to be
they-
matched
that
dollar
they
for
get
dollar.
$20,000, you gotta get the same, either in kind or a matching.
That's not an issue. Like she said, there are multiple ways to match, not dollar for dollar. A lot of us could have come together, and like I said, we can still do that the next time it comes around. Let's just try to, maybe we can actually make that a real initiative to get enough citizens to actually push forward, and we could possibly have that done.
And the problem
So-
would, if we get the word out,
Let me go ahead and
that they could, when the
continue.
grant is coming out and who could apply and what they could use it for, and more education to the citizens, 'cause
Let me go
that is
ahead and
what they don't
continue
know.
so I can get out of your way. The city had 3 great events recently. The Hispanic Business Month presentation, the Black Business Month presentation, and the storm of 1928 remembrance. Both of the business month presentation was great events, but there wasn't a lot of participation from the community. We were able to put that on live streaming, not our regular live streaming, but Facebook it, so that residents could at least see the presentation, which was a good thing. Also, the equipment for the townhome project have been mobilized out at that site on Bacon Point, Barfield Highway. So that project getting soon ready to start. Our city manager probably will give us a little more information on that either tonight or later. Also, the wood for the floating docks have been mobilized. So that project is at starting to begin. That's it. Oh yeah. This another item for commission to consider in the future, if not the present. I've heard in comments about allowing others to give up their minutes to individuals, especially if it's the same individual. That something could be changed under our rules of procedure if we so choose to do it. There's nothing in there in writing saying we have to. That's something that's been done. A lot of time, once things are done, it's hard to stop, but it has been there. So this is just for your consideration, especially if commissioners are concerned about the time it's taking up and maybe the way that the comments are being presented, sometime in a tight fashion to staff. You may just want to consider that. It's up to you as commission, as long as the majority agree that, you know, for sake of time, maybe we can make some changes depending on how lengthy our meetings are, or whatever changes you may want to consider. I'm just putting that out on the table because I don't want it on me. I know I'm the chairperson, and I can probably do some things, but I think, and I even told one person who brought it to my attention that, you know, those type of things I prefer it be up to the commission. Someone bring it up, say, you know, to make our meeting flow a lot better, this is my recommendation that we should consider. So that's just something you can think about at some point in the future, maybe looking at that. Knowing whether a person is a resident or not, they are allowed to speak at city commission meeting, but it's just the passing of the minutes that appears to cause a problem at some time. So think about that and see what you may want to recommend at some future date.
Were you guys going to read something for the mayor?
Well, apparently there was some language before that specifically said you don't have to do that, right, or you don't do that. You just have 3 minutes only. But apparently now it's silent, so conceivably it would be within your discretion, Mayor, because it says that each person gets 3 minutes. So there's no language about designating time to any particular person by the audience, right, and most cities don't do that. But you know, as the presider of the meeting, it's really kind of in your discretion.
You know, the reason I really brought it up too, and that I kind of alluded to and pointed it out, and it may be commissions too that have a problem. I can deal with it and bear with it, but I just want to allow and let the commission know as a whole if they disagree with that particular policy or disagree with the way I've done it, you have a way that you can at least put it on the table and say, no disrespect to you, Mayor, how you've been doing it in the past, but I feel as a rules of procedure, this is how we should conduct that in the future. I'm just kind of giving you an opportunity to have a say if you're disagreeing with it. And I know some do, which is, reasonable. I don't want to be just the total person to make that call if other commissioners feel what you're doing is not helping us in moving our meeting forward in a more professional and right forth manner, I put it that way. I hope you're getting what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say, is you have a way, if the majority, again, have to say, let's change this procedure. It's not in writing, I realize that, but it's something that has been started. So, for me to take it away, I need the backing of at least the majority to say that, hey, we can do better than that. So that's why I'm just throwing it out there. I know it's nothing that have to be done. And most cities probably don't allow it, but kind of got in this, for lack of a better word, entrapment, that if the other commission feel that it's a better way, then that's the only way I can see we can really, it's a collective decision on the majority saying that this is how we want to try to conduct our rules of procedure in the future. Okay, now, go ahead, Commissioner.
So is that something that you would like to discuss in the future, or is that pretty much already on the books and we need to enforce it? How does?
No, it's not an enforcement. The chair, we have a situation where individuals sometimes is allowed to give their minutes to another speaker, and it basically is some of the same topics. There's nothing changed. I know some meeting, the chair even limit the number of people who can speak on a certain subject because we have gotten a perception of what you're speaking about and whether you're favor or against it. So it's being kind of cut or limited for the sake of time. This is similar to what I'm saying. If you got an individual who's speaking of giving their time to another individual, how do you control that if you've already started it? And I think one of the ways you can control it is under your rules and procedure as a commission as a whole, we're saying this is our new, I would propose this to be our new rule, instead of putting it totally in the mayor's total responsibility of saying whether or not that person can do it or not.
Okay.
So she's saying that there's nothing in there that saying we can or should allow, but it's just been allowed. I'll put it that way. A resident, some even have asked, is a resident is not live within the city, can a resident speak? And I think you can. Unless you got some kind of rules or ordinance say that only residents of the city is allowed to speak at commission meeting. That's maybe another written or unwritten rule, but you allow that anyone who desires to speak, you allow their 3 minutes.
So what needs to happen for us to?
So, what the mayor's saying is even though he probably rightfully has the authority to just restrict it, he wants there to be some backing for it from at least the majority of the commission, so that there is, a majority of the commission supporting that. You could do a number of things. You could do, we could bring back a resolution. We could amend the ordinances. But I don't think that's really even necessary to amend the ordinances. Or you could actually even just take a vote on it. So, if you want a resolution brought back, Mr. Mayor, at the next meeting, we can have it on the agenda, and then we can just, that this is the will of the commission, that, no speaker will speak more than one time for up to, 3 minutes or whatever your rules provide for. And just simple, and that's the end of it. And then that way you have
I
something.
support that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be, I don't know if you're under your future agenda items, but when you are, that would be an appropriate future agenda item.
Now we'll move to the city manager report.
Thank you, Mayor. Capital improvement projects, just wanted to give the commission an update. We did have Robert, but he had to go, Ardette, who's our engineer on the Barfield Reconstruction Highway. Ms. Adams, did you want to add anything on where we at and percentage-wise of completion since Robert left?
We were 95 last meeting, so.
I don't have the exact percentage of where they're at, but for the upcoming next couple of weeks, it'll be installation of the complex structure that's on East Main Place, as well as connecting the sewer main and the cleanouts between 3rd and 4th Street. And they'll be starting the demo of the existing sewer system. So that was from the last progress meeting.
Is that the sewer system that runs right past the funeral home right there?
So it's a little bit, just a little bit further down, but yes,
okay.
and they're about that area. So.
And while she's up there, could I ask just one question, just an update on McClure, what it is?
He has it all in the report. McClure's in there.
Okay. We're good.
East Lake Village Storm Water Improvement Project, we're at 98.5% completion. Closeout of the project has begun. The roadway has been paved, signage installed, and the stripping and ballards installed on the pass-through. Phase 4 resurfacing project, the bid is scheduled to be advertised this Thursday, September 27th. And that's for East 5th Street, MLK, West 5th Street, West 3rd Street, West 2nd Street. MLK Park Improvement Project, ITB will be advertised on Wednesday, the 11th of October for the following deliverables through the FDEP grant, which includes constructing a new additional parking, fixed decaying paving, installation of new age-appropriate playground and outdoor fitness equipment, restoration and repair of recreational shelter, installation of new LED security lighting, installation of a new walking path, remodeling of the baseball and soccer fields, and installation of new seats, bleachers, at the fields, which when I said soccer field, it reminded me of something that you had asked me, Mayor. Just an update real quick. They're still going forward with the soccer field up the street for the $1 million project. They're gonna do drawings in the spring. So it's still going on for a soccer field to be there. Is that Pageant Park, I wanna say, on that left side?
Pageant Park, right?
Also, McClure Reconstruction Project. It kicked off Monday, September 18th, but the city, WGI, and FDOT, as required by FDOT, the formal notice to proceed for design has been issued by WGI through the city. fiscal year 2023
If I
need.
could,
Sorry.
you have the date that, for the last extension that was drainage? I just want to make sure that the city is well aware that we got now a new timeline for that to be done. And I think it's been done like 2 or 3 times. I just want to make sure we.
Say new start date, you say? New-
As for McClure,
Right.
so what we discussed with FDOT, Leos Kennedy, who is the project manager for FDOT, once we get started on design, then probably around December, January, we will come back with another agreement, so we'll be able to extend since we have pushed it back and we're getting started later. So the FDOT has already discussed that, they're aware, and that was their choice to decide that in December, January, they will bring forth a new agreement, so it will allow for the appropriate amount of time.
New agreement, okay.
For the same amount of money,
Yes, ma'am.
900.
933,000? Yes, ma'am.
And that's.
That is just for construction and design. The ILA from Palm Beach County with the amount for utilities, they're working on that. So I don't have an amount from Palm Beach County
You
as of
said
yet.
construction, is that the reconstruction? of
Reconstruction,
that
yes, ma'am,
road?
complete reconstruction.
And this time we're gonna make sure that they know that reconstruction is like doing it new, so they don't really need to look at what was there before.
So-
It's what needs to be there now, according to the codes, today's codes.
Yes, so when they're doing reconstruction, doing the design, it is based on moving forward with the appropriate utilities, water, construction, all those things in place.
But that has not gone out for bid yet.
No, ma'am, they're still in very beginning stages of design.
And both the water and the reconstructions are gonna be included in one bid to one contractor.
To one bid. Yes, it will be one bid. But when those contractors appear before us for the bid meeting, they have the opportunity to ask all the questions, whether it's for utilities or construction. They have the opportunity to ask all the questions, get understanding, so that they are aware that you are bidding on construction and a utility reconstruction project, as well as who the funders are. That's always been the process. So even with Barfield Highway, they knew what they were bidding on.
So why they came up with so many changing work orders?
Road has never been constructed, brand new. Never been done, so it's a brand new road that you'll get.
Exactly.
So
you
can
know,
I-
that's on the
This-
scope and that's what you bid on, and that's what you buy the bullet, whatever you bid it
Okay,
on,
let's
that's what
stick
it
with
is.
the agenda, city
You do
manager.
contracts,
With city
you know
manager
contracts,
report.
you know bids.
So
Continue.
A year. Okay, you have an understanding.
City manager has it for you.
all right. Okoy's Development, which is the 60 units at 200 South Barfield. They pulled all their permits to get going. I haven't went by there this week, so I'll go by tomorrow, visit the site, and I'll make phone calls so I can bring back accurate updates on what's going on there for the 60 units. Just real quick, I got a Seniors Legends Breakfast and fall prevention awareness. It'll be this Thursday, the 28th. No, this Thursday's the 27th. Is this gonna go on Eddie Roads for the 27th? Okay. So from 9 a.m. to 12, huh?
Thursday is 28.
Yeah, the day is Tuesday, the 26th, so it'll be the 20th.
All right. All right, Thursday, the 28th, from 9 to 12:30. Everyone, well, commission's welcome to come out. Fall Festival will be Tuesday, October 31st from 5:30 to 8:30 at the sports complex. We need volunteers. If anybody's interested, just give a call over to Community and Economic Development Department. Veterans Day celebration, are we looking on the 11th? Because you don't have a date here.
Now that what dates have been determined for, so we will determine the date if we are acknowledging whether we are doing it on the actual Veterans Day or if we're doing it on the day before, which we acknowledge as the holiday. So.
Okay, I'll make a decision. Then, turkey giving, senior citizens and turkey giveaway for Tuesday, November 21st. Sponsorship opportunity, contact Community and Economic Development. Is PBSO doing their turkeys? Okay, you guys let us know. Holiday parade, it'd be Monday, December 4th, beginning at 6 p.m., line up at 5, promptly on Larimore Road. And then holiday toy giveaway, we looking to get a date for that. Just letting you guys know. And then real quick on the city manager's report, I just wanted consensus, Mayor, to bring the 1 cent sales tax to the next commission for discussion and direction to see if we're supporting continuing the program, because that's been a big talk at some of the Palm Beach County activities. And then speaking of that, we have luncheon tomorrow at Palm Beach County, like I said, at the Lake Pavilion at West Palm Beach. That's at 101 South Flagler Drive, so usual time from 12 to 1. Am I okay, consensus-wise, to bring a discussion back for the 1 cent, or you want to talk about it at all?
We can talk about it. I think most of us probably in favor of continuing that 1 cent sales tax. We just want to be on board with Palm Beach County, the school board, or whoever decided to
And I believe
push for that.
Palm Beach County League of Cities wants a letter of support, right?
It's been 10 years already,
It's getting close here.
Yeah, it's getting close.
so it's getting to expire, so now we're voting for them to continue?
Yes.
For what period of time?
I guess another 10 years.
And then the citizens have to vote on it?
Yes. Okay, so working on resolution to accept 5 homes being transferred from Palm Beach County.
I'm sorry, City Attorney, do we need to go and vote on that, or just by consensus saying that, the city would be in favor of it? Unless somebody just got some objection to it. Okay. By
Okay, so-
consensus, we're in favor.
Okay, do a letter of support?
It's the resolution. I already got it typed up.
Oh, it's a resolution. Okay. We'll make a resolution. Okay, thank you, Mayor. And also, we, working on resolution to accept 5 homes being transferred from Palm Beach County Commission with the restriction of having affordable housing for the homes. Have that list. I'll make sure I get that to the next meeting. Pending verification of vendor for the installation of the 4-foot fence around the football field. Bring that forward. We had some errors was caught on it, so appreciate that. I'll bring that back with all the bids and make a matrix. Pending screening material. So down at the football field, when you come through the gate, when you pay, all that fencing next week will be a black screening going up 8 feet high, blocking off all that into an L to where the scoreboard is. So all the free watching is be over. So, I've authorized that. And we're pending a couple of parts at the marine pool. There was a couple of things in the container or not allowing the pool to clear. So I think we got that worked out yesterday. I'll double check, but that's been the delay with the marina pool being utilized, and then there's some painting left before we open it up for that little 2-week period to the public. And then since tonight we approved the marina contract, tomorrow I'll go file the notice of commencement at the court. So by Thursday, they'll be out there officially working. And good.
Going back to the pool, are you covering for the lifeguard during that 2-week period? Are you gonna hire somebody, or are you planning on? Are you gonna do how you plan on doing that?
So, Mr. Williams has 2 lifeguards in mind for, like from 2 to 5 Monday through Friday, 2 to 6, and then on the weekends for Saturday, Sunday, 11 to 5 for that 2-week
So they're gonna
period.
be like a temporary employment for the 2 lifeguards?
Yes, or I don't know if we.
They're gonna be on the contract basis?
Probably be contract.
Do we have to solicit a bid for that, or you just can select 2 people? I'm just trying to make sure we cover ourselves.
Normally you would need to have a bid for it.
Put a bid out, okay.
Depending on the amount, I mean, he has some authority, but.
Yep. And I think it's $20 an hour times 2.
I have a question, cause I don't remember voting. Did we voted on the pool being utilized for public? Cause I think that pool is supposed to be for the campground.
Yes, it'll revert back to that.
You know, so
I'm just opening it up for 2 weeks, that's it.
2 weeks for the public,
Yes,
and what you have rules?
yes, there's rules of the pool. Can't have no more than 26 people at the pool. There's rules right there at the pool.
I mean, well, now you're gonna open to public, is it gonna be free or are you gonna charge?
I didn't.
How old do they have to come in? Do they have to be accompanied by an adult?
What I think we should do, just as a
Yeah,
precautionary
sure.
measure, is look at the lease agreement that we have with the state and see whether that's
Okay.
something that's allowable.
I also mentioned too that, and he probably already done it, just touch base with the leases of the restaurant to make sure that commotion of whatever going on is not gonna interfere with their business practice during that time. They may be total agreement, they may be dissatisfied it's happening, so at least they'll be aware of it.
And what are the hours?
No, we were just, staff was just looking at 2 to 6, Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 5, to run parallel with the splash pad.
Oh, the splash pad, I mean, a lot of people have asked me, 5 o'clock is kinda early. They like to see it because they say some of the parents don't get up till 5.
Well, it's recommended we don't run the apparatus for more than 6 hours at a time. So by having it from 11 to 5 on the weekend, that's right when, it would be shut down for an hour or two. By then it's dark, because we're gonna be falling back on time's gonna change. So it's gonna get darker earlier.
So you mean that thing cannot run for more than 6 hours?
It's not recommend, they don't recommend us running it for more than 6 straight hours.
So we don't have a timer that clicks on and off, like,
So you're suggesting that we open it sooner, then run 1 or 2 hour shutdown period and
during
then
the
open it back?
weekday, they say, during the weekday, they say that the parents don't get off till 5. So during the weekdays, they cannot utilize the splash pad.
You're aware daylight saving time gonna change and it's gonna get dark at 5 or 4 o'clock.
6 or 7, yeah, that's when it starts getting dark. But I mean, you could regulate the hours according to the daytime savings.
Okay, we will, so what are the people telling you?
How late?
Yeah, what, so I can get through my report. So what is it that they're suggesting? That it stays open till 7 for the next couple weeks before time change?
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Cause there's no lights out there where they can see.
So there's no lights at the park?
Yeah, but they're not gonna, well, I just have to see. All right. I'll get back to you, Commissioner. All right, so Treasury Coast Regional Planning Council received approval from Florida Department of Commerce Community Planning Technical Assistance Grant in the amount of $50,000 to assist the city of Pahokee with their evaluation and appraisal review and a comprehensive plan. So appreciate that Treasury Coast went to bat for us, and they're going to help us get those things done. So wanted to, got a copy of that in here so you can see it. Also, as of last Friday, through the surtax, we paid off the football field. The football field is officially ours. So that's attached here, and you can see that here. And also outstanding, I spoke with Harvey, Mr. Harvey with HCT, and he's scheduling a date for us in October to perform the audit of FY 2021. Once that's completed, we're gonna go for the next fiscal year, getting it audited as well, so we will be caught up. That completes my manager's report. Also, you guys did get the copy of the investigation from OIG and regarding the sales of surplus property.
I didn't get that. Where's that at?
You never got it? Yes, ma'am.
When did you get that out?
I sent it to y'all in the email.
Oh, well, my email, I don't have a cord. I was gonna tell, I guess, to Anna, I don't know who I have to, my cord doesn't work on the computer, it doesn't charge. And
Okay.
I tried to see if I had one that was compatible, but I don't.
You have a city laptop?
Yeah,
All right,
city laptop.
I will make sure Mark knows tomorrow and get,
I need there's 2 parts. There's one that hooks in the electricity,
yeah,
and then the part that hooks on the computer. The part that hooks in the computer, when you hook it up, it's supposed to turn green, and it's not charging my computer. So I haven't been able to use it.
okay. That concludes my report, sir.
Thank you, sir. City report of the city attorney.
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. future agenda items of the commission, if any?
Well, you said that last time on the agenda, we voted to put it on the agenda.
Right.
But it's not in the agenda.
Right.
So when are we gonna vote on it?
Yeah, it says future agenda items, which mean it could be at the next, immediate next commission meeting, or maybe another
It could
one
be
after.
another year after.
No, it's not gonna be another year after. That should be on our next agenda item. We was looking for it to be on this and.
Yeah, it should have
but
been on
you
this.
was trying
one.
to add some things on there, so it should be on there. Anyone?
Where'd he go?
All right, we're gonna move now to the commissioner's comments for the good of the order. And I'm gonna start, I'm a commissioner.
Mr. Mayor, don't forget you had the future agenda item dealing with the agenda for the next time. You have to actually put that on as a future agenda item.
Okay, I'll move that. I've heard and I've mentioned it before that there are some complaints about individuals taking the speaking time for others. We just, and the city attorney would go by what we suggest to be placed on there. I don't know if you want to just limit it to not be able to speak for anyone, which may be a violation of somebody's civil rights or whatever. I'm saying if I needed someone to speak on my behalf, we can't say they will be denied. Maybe we can limit the speaker to maybe not doing that for more than one person. I don't know how we're gonna handle that. We all need to think about it and see if that's something you're gonna support or would like to support. What I'm trying to do is get to the point where one person don't dominate a meeting by soliciting others to ask for them to speak on their behalf.
So when you mean speak on their behalf, for they cannot speak, they have something to say, but they for disability why they cannot.
Okay, let's break it down.
Or
We
you just mean
got
somebody
say
just
you got
said-
an individual that consistently has people's requesting that they speak for that person. So you may have one person to get an opportunity to maybe speak for 30 minutes if you get enough person to request they speak on his behalf. That's been an issue to some. All I'm doing as a mayor, just bringing it to your attention. I don't want to be that sole person to say that person is not able to do that. If the buy-in of the majority commission, then that's a different story. How we word it is another different story. Because if I want this individual to speak, if he's excellent on the topic and I want him to speak in my behalf, do you limit that person from speaking for more than one person, or do you not allow him to speak for anybody? You see, it's not an easy fix, but it can be fixed if we take the courage to do it. But how do we do it where it's fair, not only to the person who has been requested to speak, but for the person who want a particular individual to speak for them?
Mayor, I don't really think it's a hard thing to do. It's just that most cities, you have 3 minutes to speak and that's it. You give the 3 minutes, you come do your public comment, and then the next person move on with theirs. That's not really a hard thing to do. It's just if you're doing it.
Then again, I think you're infringing on the person. If I get a card and I just wanna give him my 3 minutes, I mean, it's my right to do what I want with my 3 minutes. If I want him to speak on my behalf or whatever, I mean, that's taking more rights out of the people. if you don't agree, you as the mayor, if you don't agree because he's talking about the same thing over and over, you know, just speak out and say it.
I think there's a reason municipalities don't do it. I think they follow Robert Rules of Order very closely. Though that is allowed in Congress, usually municipalities, that's not allowed, and it's pretty much commonplace. So I don't.
Is it allowed in the Robert Rules of rules?
What I'm saying is, there's a reason most municipalities do it, or don't allow it. That is allowed in Congress because that's a common practice at that level. On a municipal level, that's not a common practice, which is why most municipalities don't allow it. So I just think it's just a matter of us enforcing. I understand what Mayor Babb is saying. He wants that to be something that, you know, we decide on through a vote. I think the wording is something that we need to, you know, give attention to and make sure that, you know, we are within our rights legally to do so. That's what I think we're looking to do.
And also, do you want to limit it to maybe being able to speak on behalf of one individual or just not at all?
So you all have, through the mayor, you all have had similar language in your ordinance in the past. So what I was just planning to do, just based on your conversation, was just bring back something simple, just saying that each speaker shall be limited to 3 minutes per person, and that is the will. You know, basically, that's the will. That's the will of the commission. Each speaker be limited to 3 persons. Like somebody, if somebody were coming up and saying, okay, Miss Green couldn't come here tonight, but she wanted blah, blah, blah. They're still speaking on behalf of Miss Green and saying whatever they want to say in the record. That's a very different issue than, you know, not having somebody yield their time to someone else. That's what you all are trying to address. And so I think that it's very easy to write something that addresses that issue.
So we'll ask you to bring something for us the next commission meeting that we can consider approving.
So you just need to vote on that item. Vote on bringing it back as the future agenda item.
Mayor Babb, did you make the motion?
Yeah, I made.
I'll second.
Okay. It's been moved by myself and second by Commissioner Bowden that we have the city attorney bring something back that we can vote on as pertaining to yielding your time. Call for question. Hearing none. Ready for a vote.
Mayor Babb,
Yes.
Commissioner Bowden,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez, Commissioner Mervin,
Yes.
sorry, Vice Mayor Mervin,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez.
No.
Okay, the motion passed by majority 3-1. We'll bring that back and we can discuss it and hopefully vote for it or against it at our next commission meeting. Any other for the future agenda items?
I have a question. I know this ZAP committee, there was 2 openings, two people left. So, I had made I had put my nomination on there, so I like to put it back in there. They have 2 openings.
What, on the Pahokee Housing Authority?
What's that?
Excuse me. For the ZAP board, we only have 1 that time expired, and we have 4 members and 2 alternates. So only 1 person time expired, and that was Mr. McFerguson.
What about Josie Hernandez?
She's not on the ZAP board.
She's not?
No, she was not one of the people voted on April the 12th, 2022.
No, those were the first 5 that were on the thing that,
The individuals that are on the ZAP board is Patricia Wallace, Carl Booth, Sanketta Cowan, Ms. Johnson Babb, Tamara Dodell as an alternate, and Paula Philip as an alternate. Mr. McPherson's time has expired, so, but they're still able to move forward. You can appoint someone in that position, but they're still able to move forward with the alternates present. He was the one-year term. You got it? The way that the ZOP board is set up, you have 2 members that are 3-year terms, 2 members that are 2-year term, 1 member that is 1-year term, and 2 alternates that are 3-year terms.
Yeah. And they're all very knowledgeable.
Now we'll move to commissioner comments for the good of the order. Vice Mayor,
No comment, Mayor.
Commissioner Perez.
I just want to congratulate Pahokee High School. They're B-rated school this year. And I have more things, but my phone died. I can't read it.
What you said?
She said she had more, but her phone died.
Commissioner Bowden.
No comments.
Last, I'd just like to say, let's collectively as a commission take in consideration the time. I know we're live streaming, we don't always have to be here to 10.
Okay.
Most commission goal is to be out in a certain, like 2 hours. I know we got a time limit as for 10 o'clock, as we did, we'll probably the other 12. Let's find a way amongst ourselves to make sure that we can at least keep that in the back of our mind. Let's have some, not rush meeting where we don't take care of business, but meeting where you're not here all night, I put it that way.
Can we start limiting the discussion to maybe 10 minutes on a particular resolution?
We could do that. That could move a meeting.
That would at least allow everyone to say what they need to say
As
in 2 minutes.
long as I get my agenda ahead of time, where I could read it and ask questions ahead of time. Y'all don't want me to take long and ask too many questions, but I'm gonna ask the questions that I need to ask, because I don't get the time to do it ahead of time.
Mayor, what
So can we make that future agenda?
Commissioner Perez was alluding to was, Mr. Denard, the principal over at the high school, sent me earlier the good news about U.S. News and World Report Best High School. Pahokee Middle High School earned high national and metro area rankings in 2024 Best High School, which U.S. News released this morning. Here's the school's update, and it shows the page and all that
Okay.
stuff.
Future agenda item, we're gonna move to add. You wanna move that?
Yeah, I can make that
Okay.
motion.
Go ahead.
I move to limit our discussions on resolutions to 10 minutes, allowing every commissioner to speak. 2 minutes per commission.
Okay. And I'll amend that just a little that.
2 minutes? Is that questions?
We would
You
allow.
cannot limit my time on asking questions.
Huh?
You cannot limit my time on asking questions on a.
If
on
it's
a
part of our
certain-
rules and procedure, and that's what majority have, I would also suggest that any topic could be reopened for another additional 10 minutes if the majority feel this is a good thing, we need to move it further.
Do you think that's fair? Cause the only one that asks question in this commission is me, and I'm not the majority. So if you make a motion, or if you put it on the agenda, you're gonna get the majority, and I'm gonna be limited to 2 minutes to ask questions? Is that fair? Because I'm not the majority?
Well, I'll say this, conversely, it's also, we have an issue on both sides, okay? We have an issue with limiting, each person to 2 minutes. We also have an issue with pretty much monopolizing the conversation. So we're basically dealing with two extremes, and we're trying to take measures to improve the efficiency of our meetings. So, on one end, 2 minutes per person to say something. On the other end, we have basically a complete monopoly of the topic. And for the most part, I think we've sat here quietly and really not even interrupted for quite some time, and allows you to speak as long as you wanted to, and allows you to read from as much as you wanted to read from without giving you any issues. So for the efficiency of the meeting, given that we are pretty much always here till 10, which is 10 right now, I think we should take measures to kind of tighten things up. Part of the reason I don't ask questions is because I take my time and read it. I mean, I know and I agree that we should have our agendas at least 5 business days ahead of the commission meetings, and I'm hoping that that's something Mr. Lucas will take very seriously to work on, but we have to tighten things up in our commission meetings. I don't think it's unfair.
So you don't think it's unfair to limit each commissioner for 2 minutes, providing that no one here has any questions?
Well,
Because, okay, you read it and you're okay with that and you don't have any questions. I read it, I got a million questions that I want to get answered.
which is why I agree with you that Mr. Lucas should have the agendas to everyone 5 days ahead of schedule, 5 business days ahead of schedule, so that, maybe on one-on-ones, those questions can be answered and we can improve the efficiency of our commission meetings. We're already supposed to be out here right now.
I'll entertain a motion for the adjournment at this point.
Did we vote on
So,
that?
no, I got a motion.
With the, Mayor Bab amended that to include a renewed 10 minutes as something that we could vote to continue the conversation.
I have that. I wrote it down, but we still didn't get a
Do
second.
I have a second?
I'll second. Been moved and second. Call for question. Hearing none, you ready for a vote?
Commissioner Bowden,
Yes.
Mayor Bab,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mervin,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez.
No.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Motion passed by majority 3-1 in favor.
How come, that you just put a motion and voted on it and all the other things have to go on the agenda?
They still have to go, this would have to go on the next agenda, hopefully, and we have to vote on it again for its passage. Somebody may read it and say, no, I don't like that, I want to amend that even further. So, yeah, it's not a done deal until the next commission meeting.
Okay, I put a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
It's been moved and second. All in favor? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes.
Commissioner Bowden,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mervin,
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes. Thank you. Motion passed unanimously.
All right, see y'all.
You get a pen, Mayor Bab?
No, I'm good.